Okay. Oh. Why don't I have my fan on? There we go. Set up one more thing, and then I will be good. It is one of those things where I start the thing when I actually needed to take a moment, but I'm here now, so what are you gonna do? Okay. Set, we're good. Just make sure that my studio mode works. It does. If I go like that, it does. Good shit. Alright. I filled up my water in my electric kettle, so I will be making tea as we go, because I've been feeling my voice, my throat has been having a bad time as of late. So don't mind me if you hear my kettle going on occasion. It's just what's gonna happen, you know? Yo! What's up, Draco Kraken? Hello, Dave. Happy 2 to the 8th? 2 to the 8th. Oh! Ah! Nice. That's yeah, that's true. Thanks. It took me a second, because I was like, huh? But no, yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's cool. Thank you. Good to see you both. Hope everything is going well. The guys are gonna be a little late. But they will be here in a bit. You know how it goes, right? August. Stop. Hello. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I hope everybody's been doing well. I thankfully I was able to get myself to not feel like shit today. So we're good. With the stream and everything, so that's nice. I've been watching Dimension 20 because I watched like one campaign, two campaigns, I think, in the very beginning, and then I just kind of stopped like mid the third campaign, and I was like, you know what, I should take this back up, and I'm glad I did. I'm having a good time watching that, so it's been nice. It's one of those things where it's nice to just watch um a D&D thing that isn't necessarily like as D&D as you would think. Currently I'm watching the Unsleeping City, so it's the New York campaign that they're doing, or they did, excuse me. And it's just, I don't know. It's I'm having a good time. Who put this Star Wars in my D&D? Get it out of here. So I saw that in the Discord, and I saw that that was a thing that happened, and I honestly don't know what's going on with that. And I really like, it's fine. I don't know. Whatever's going on with it. I I don't know. I mean, let me look. Star Wars. Excuse me. It's a Star Wars crossover. Oh, okay. I don't care. So it's the same thing as like when Vampire did theirs, though I'm assuming that vampires will make people more interested in Vampire. Everybody knows what Star Wars is, so like whatever, you know? Yeah, here it is. Star Wars 5e. Okay. Yeah, they're just gonna have a bunch of stuff. Okay. Whatever. You know, it's yeah, they do it with Magic Gathering, Marvel, Star Trek, Fallout. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I'm not gonna buy it. I don't really care. I hope it's like not broken. That's all I really hope. It could be whatever, you know. With the vampire stuff, I didn't look into it, but I just really hope that it gets people interested in Vampire the Masquerade. That's really all I hoped. Narrative dice for life. Yeah, there you go. Also checked out a Dimension 20 around Unsleeping City, just didn't grab me. So it was, I liked it, and I like it because of the characters, really, of everybody's character that they're playing. There's a lot of unfortunate souls, if you will, with their backstories and stuff, and the stuff that you get to see. I am like, whatever, you know? If it's D&D or not, that's really not my concern at that point. I just like the story, if you will, you know? Thing to remember is that now Magic the Gathering has Universes Beyond 4 sets next year, so I bet D&D gets rights to some of those. Probably, yeah. That makes sense. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Greydon95. I meant to say that at 9, but of course, 3 minutes off now. But yeah, things are happening in the D&D world, and I saw that there are some videos out of people getting upset about the Star Wars thing, and like, sure. You know, that's fine. I don't mind if you're upset about it. I really don't. It's Star Wars is kind of dead, honestly. I know it's not, but it kind of is. So, at this point it doesn't, and you can see that it's dead mostly because the art for the stuff that I saw was all OG stuff. So they're still trying to make you think of the original trilogy more so than anything else. So, you know, it's just another thing that's going, hey, Star Wars. Remember Star Wars? And I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. So, you know, all Jedi are bastards. Dude, it's one of those things where they just, I just want them to be doing things that are interesting and not the stereotypical shit and all this, like, stuff to try to say that, you know, I don't know, man. Like, when the Acolyte was a whole thing, trying to push that narrative, it was like, oh, okay, we're doing this now, are we? You know, all that kind of shit. Didn't Star Wars decanonize the sequel trilogy? At least that's the rumor I heard. No, that's what everybody wants. I doubt that they would ever officially do that. I don't think that they've done that officially. There's no way. They're making a Rey, like, thing next, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see anything about this that's, like, official. They're retconning stuff, you know, but that's only because of what they've put into like the TV shows and shit. And it just means that there's conflicts. So canon now is just completely fucked, you know? Yeah, no one was watching it on Disney Plus. Yeah, because it's dead. They killed it. You know. Hey, Locomotion, how you doing? Anyway, enough about the boring Star Wars talk that I will rant about them killing a franchise that they had so much potential with. You know, Gosling is gonna keep Starfighter afloat after Hail Mary. That'd be cool. I haven't watched Hail Mary, but I saw very good like reviews and stuff for it, so I do want to watch that. There's a few things that I want to watch. You know, see it? Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Anyway, let's move on to the topics for tonight, everybody. So, we're talking about the subclass problem that apparently has been existing in D&D. Which other, it's 157 minutes long, but I've still watched it 3 times. 157 minutes is fine, you know? That's the thing. That's actually shorter than some movies, which is good. We need shorter movies now, I feel. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about these RPGs fix the subclass problem from what is tabletop. Because apparently there is a subclass problem within D&D that other RPGs kind of fix. Now, I'm not sure what the subclass problem is. Maybe those of you in chat could avail me into the secret lore that I have missed. What I'm assuming is maybe subclasses that don't feel as impactful as others. It might be subclasses that there are too many subclasses. It might be that there are too few subclasses. I honestly don't know. I've never thought about it in that way. There are some subclasses that I will agree are not necessarily like things that I would go for right off the bat, but I've never, I don't know, I've never I feel like there's some that do just need to be updated, and we had a little bit of that with 5.5, right? But like at the end of the day, I don't really know if 5.5 is like their changes have been the most popular in a lot of aspects. There were some that I had read about that I was like, oh yeah, okay, that seems neat. And then there were some that I was like, it doesn't seem great, but sure, you know. But yeah, unpopular subclasses are definitely something, but I just don't know what the quote-unquote problem is. So hopefully we'll get some answers here in a little bit, eh? So let us start. It's half an hour. The boys will get in when they get in, and then we can see what their take is on this.
Today we talk about subclasses.
All right, Charles. So we have your incredibly convoluted multi-class character here, but you've taken at least 3 levels in Monk. So the question becomes, what's the subclass?
I was leaning towards like a Shadow Monk, but then I was like, no, I wanted a little more versatile, so I was thinking maybe like a mage, monk. Then I was like, well, there's only so much you can do with that. You know what? Let's just go back to fighter, and we can do a subclass for that, like Eldritch Knight. That's really cool.
Okay, yeah, welcome to What is Tabletop, where we're actually, Charles doesn't realize this, going to be talking about that exact problem and how you can solve it. My name's Frank. I'm a GM of 10 years, but more importantly, is Charles.
I don't know how subclass...
Sorry. I don't know what what are we talking about? Sorry, I didn't follow that at all. I don't know what happened. Hold on.
So much you can do with that. You know what? Let's just go back to fighter, and we can do a subclass for that, like Eldritch Knight. That's really cool.
Okay, yeah, welcome to What is Tabletop, where we're actually...
Oh, okay, so the problem is you don't want to play the class that you're playing, you just want to play a different class with a different subclass? Okay. Sure. What?
Charles doesn't realize this, going to be talking about that exact problem and how you can solve it. My name's Frank. I'm a GM of 10 years, but more importantly, is Charles.
I don't know how subclasses work sometimes.
No, to be fair, sometimes the designers don't. Sick burn. And
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. Buckle in. Oh, buckle up. We'll see. We'll see.
Take that.
and while you're healing that burn in the comment section, tell us what you like about this video. Any other comments you want to
add respecking to D&D boss man. So that's the thing. If we're playing the game, the respecking from like early levels, I think is fine. You know, once you get an idea of how a character is, maybe you want to change how they are in the beginning bits, or we just try a different character, you know, because like you can just retire a character and just play a different one. That's fine. I don't see that as a problem. That's basically respecking. So like I've seen that, I've done that. It's whatever, right? At least they're trying to have a studio space. I agree. It's honestly it's professional, at least looking. But like I don't care what they do, you know. Casual, what are you talking about, dude? It's whatever, you know. You do whatever you want to do in your fucking game, you know. Doesn't matter.
comment below, like and subscribe as well.
And join our Discord where you can tell us what kind of subclasses you think are relevant and how they could work better.
We already know. Many of you are going to be like, the best class system is feats. We know.
I was like, and some of you guys are really obsessed with that stuff.
Yeah, get over your feats, guys. With an A.
For shame.
A. But of course, we can always call out to the people who gave us money via Patreon or YouTube members such as Woad Raven and Mr. Universe. Thank you guys for your support. We appreciate it. And now back to our regularly scheduled video.
Mr. Universe, I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, you mean the guy's really talking about it like it's some sort of novelty? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to just get through the intro things that we've got here, and then maybe we can get to the meat of the conversation, you know?
Woad Raven, what's a Woad?
What's a Woad?
What's a Woad?
Well, what's the topic for today, Charles?
Today we're going to be talking about subclasses and how they're implemented in TTRPGs.
So this came from Ghostfire Gaming, their podcast that's about TTRPGs, but they really talk about D&D a good chunk of the time. I can't imagine why. It's almost like it gets all the clicks.
Every time you say D&D, Azamar gets its wings.
Unfortunately, yes. And I think they own the right to Azamar too, which is the problem.
All right. Then an angelic creature that it's like
a basilisk.
A basilisk gets its teeth.
So they asked the question, which do you like more classes or more subclasses? Because D&D 5e has a subclass problem. That might have been the other title for this video, so we fit it in there. D&D only ever makes subclasses, right? If we look at 5th edition, the 10 years of 5th edition, 12 if we're including the one that no one plays, 2024 being the one that no one plays, they only ever made subclasses. Yes, they made the Artificer because it felt like it was its own thing that they could eventually make into a class, and yet they're still having problems with like coming up with unique and varying classes. If you look at like 3.5, Pathfinder 1,
right,
even Pathfinder 2, and so many other games, they're able to make non-stop classes, and many of the classes have subclasses in them. So the question becomes, what's wrong with D&D? But we don't...
Well, so, okay. So first off, they could very well make a bunch of classes. They, in fact, have the... Yeah, Psionic never got past the Unearthed Arcana stage. That's true. They have the templates for all of these classes that they've had for years, right? 3.5 has shit tons of classes, as was stated. Pathfinder was born off of 3.5 and 3. So you also have all the prestige classes that came from 3.5 that you could turn into stuff. You could become when you specialized in skills and other things to get more levels into different things and give you different specializations that way. So all of the DNA is there. So there's the only reason I would assume and feel is the case, and this could be wrong, is that they wanted to keep 5e very simple. They wanted to have it so that they didn't have to make a shit ton of classes. They just made these archetypes, and then the sub archetypes, if you will, to appeal to as many people as possible that way. And then they could focus on like making the books of like adventures and stuff that they were doing more so. Like, yeah, you have Xanathars and all that stuff that had more subclasses and all of this, but that was you had the subclasses because of that, right? Artificer was Artificer first reintroduced via Eberron, or am I know it was a playtest thing for a while that people they had access to as a beta for 5e, but was it like officially reintroduced in Eberron, or am I misremembering how things were released? Because once that came through, I think that one, yeah, Eberron Rising of the Last War, thank you. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Because Eberron, the world of Eberron, it makes sense that you did, that you got Artificer from that, right? Eberron had the world set up so that Artificers made more sense to exist. Artificers make sense to exist in like Faerun and stuff because it's the fucking everything happens there, you know, like it's the kitchen sink of fantasy, as we've called it. But for Eberron specifically, it made sense that they would be introduced in that book, I guess, more so. But that didn't come out for a very long time, and it's, you know, it's unfortunate because Eberron is my favorite like setting personally. Just for the story, and so it's why I fucking lifted shit from it when I made my own custom world. Like it just is, you know. Eberron is awesome. I really like it. I like the lore. I like everything that it has going on. So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like what happened as well is 4E happened, and remember, we like 4E here. Everybody likes 4E here. It's fine. 4E happened, they had different subclasses. I'm sorry, they had different classes that you could play, and they were pretty cool. But like, I think the taint of them, like only having a bunch of different classes and not having the originals, and that was it really, was one of the things that really drove them from straying from adding more classes. But I don't know. I think honestly, my biggest reason that I would point to is they wanted to keep 5e very simple. And that makes the most sense to where the design of 5e was. At least from my remembering, you know. My D&D case started with D&D Online, which is Eberron. There you go. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't think that they are against it. I just think that it was the model at the time. And it still might be because you know, I think it would get people hyped if they did bring more classes in. But I don't know if they're ever going to. I mean, at this point, it wouldn't get much hype from me, at least, but I might go, oh, cool, you know, but like,
Have an hour to discuss that. So instead, we're going to talk about subclasses, how you can use them in your game, and maybe some...
You gonna meme this early? Oh my god. Already. It's been a while, Tracker Kraken. Let me see. Oh man, it's out of focus. Hang on. I gotta get this. I gotta get this up so people can see it. Hold on. It's uh it's very good. It's very good. Sick burn. You can actually pinpoint the second his heart rips in half. Dude. It's just, it's just one of those things. I don't know. It hit me the wrong way. All right. It did. Thank you for the meme.
Better ways of implementing the same kind of thing.
The question on everyone's mind: what's the point of subclasses?
That's a great question. There is no point. Life is meaningless. Nihilism rules.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. We don't believe in nihilism. It doesn't exist.
Fair.
The point of subclasses is, I would argue, for flavor. If you look at it from this perspective, class is the archetype that you're playing,
Right.
and the subclass is the flavor. So, like a fighter, you are playing a warrior, someone who goes into the front line.
The meme holds true. Adam Savage vibes from the guy on the left. Yeah, actually, a little bit. Yeah.
Fights, does all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Versus a mage, which sits back and casts spells, versus the cleric that heals, versus the rogue that stabs things and is also a utility guy.
When we first were bringing up this topic, the idea of a subclass to me is always interesting because I feel like a lot of subclass, like you said, is mostly for flavoring because you only need like a handful of classes.
Right.
You could break it down like Marvel Rivals does. Like you have your support, you have your like Vanguard.
No, you can't do that. Oh, dude, you're going to the 4E zone. Ooh. Sorry. I just, the moment that somebody starts to talk about this shit that we all know is the case, you're talking about 4E. And everybody fucking hates it. Everybody's got a meme that fucking it's bad. Come on. You're talking about 4E. You're talking about 5E. It's the same. Oh, God.
You have like maybe 3 or 4 like genuine classes,
Right.
and then from there you break down or mix, find the more niche stuff. So I feel like if anything, subclasses are more of a player focused thing. Like it's more of a how do I make my character stand out?
Yes, that's definitely how it feels for sure. Because again, there's much of an argument to be had about what
sorry, it's just now on my mind. I want you all to like notice that guy on the right that I don't remember the name of now is just adjusting the mic every time it's his turn to talk. Every single time. It's great. It's genuinely interesting to see. I don't know why it's interesting to me, but it's just like I think I've seen it every time, but maybe I'm wrong. I just want to see if it holds true now.
what should be a class and what should be a subclass. That's
Right.
kind of where this comes from, right? I've heard it said a bunch of times, and part of the reason we're even talking about this is because I did a live stream for designing Daggerheart classes, which you can check out if you're a Patreon or YouTube member. It's only available for those people, but don't worry, we'll have a condensed version you'll be able to watch possibly next week, or it might already be up. I don't know. I'm not from the future.
I am though. It will be up.
But in there, someone was saying all of these could just be subclasses, which I think is true in 5th edition. Let me tell
Yes.
you how hard it was in 5th edition to come up with a brand new class, because so many ideas were just better as a subclass than it was as a full-on class. It's almost like in order to have a full-on class, you have to have then an archetype that you're structuring towards,
Right.
and then sub-archetypes within them, like niche little ideas, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Adjusting the mic is a nervous tick. I mean, it could be maybe. I think it's not going to hold true anyway. I just found it something that was interesting to look at while I was watching this. Now it's interesting because I wonder if they're going to talk about former classes that we used to have that have now become kind of subclasses. Because if I could get my 3.5 book, I think. It is right over there. It should be fine because I can just look up a list actually. 3.5 classes D&D. Thank you. What was this? Was this the one that I used to use all the time? No. No, this is a different thing. Wikidot, you've got me. Wikidot. Okay. So, let me get this up on the screen here. There we go. All right. Cool. Get ready to be blinded for a second. Ah! So, from the player's handbook, you had your barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, wizard, right? You had Heroes of Horror was fucking awesome, okay? Heroes of Horror is one of my favorite books from the time. What is that? What? Huh? No, I can't get that away. Awesome. Archivist is super neat as a kind of support class. Very cool. I think a little bit of lore bard, but not really. Archivist, you could get like different types of knowledge and lore mastery and stuff. This was all to help with identifying weaknesses and giving bonuses because of knowledge checks that you Archivist is a class catchphrase. Your history. Yeah, exactly. But you could give bonuses because of your knowledge. So this was like a very, very cool intelligence-based support class that was all about knowing what's going on with the world, as well as giving you bonuses because of your knowledge of the world, which I thought was very fucking cool. Hello? Hello? Oh, I can't hear you if you're speaking. Oh, I'm glad you see. Yeah, you take your time. But yeah, so this was a class that was made in that book. It's very much a pure support. Okay, so I actually really wish I had played an archivist during my time. I never did, but you know, you got Dread Necromancer. There's your Artificer that came from Eberron. You got Oriental Adventures that had Shaman and Sohays. Crusaders, Sword Sage, Warblade. Like, there was a shit ton of this stuff, right? There was a shit ton back then. What? Oh, Summoner. Yeah, Summoner. That's true. That was a Pathfinder's class. Hello, Timothy. But yeah, so, you know, you've got expanded stuff here. Okay, that's a homebrew that I've never seen. But, yep, Hexblade used to be a thing, so now Hexblade Warlock? Yeah, Warlock is a thing. Let's see. Yeah. So they did take, yeah, see? Hexblade's Curse, Summon Familiar. They took some of the stuff that we used to have, and they put it into some of the subclasses that we now see in 5e. So, you know, they could go back like they were doing and get the Scion and actually make it, you know, not something that people don't want. No, it wasn't that. It was, Mystic something. That was the class that people didn't want from Unearthed Arcana, I think. Mystic something? I don't know. It was a thing. But yeah, I can see these becoming subclasses as well. That's fine. But like, go back to 4e, get the Warlord, you know? Go and you can try to make some things about that. Warlord could be a subclass for Barbarian if you really want it to be, you know? It doesn't necessarily work because it's not about the rage aspect. So it could be its own class, and then you could have Warlord Tactician, Warlord, Blade Master, Warlord, you know, like, you could figure out ways to make subclasses out of it if you wanted to. It would just take some time and some effort. The fucking Jester? I don't even know what this is. Hello. Still no. Okay. You could be a jester. Look at this. You could have been a jester that whole time. And don't even get me started. Like I said, hold on. Can I? Is there a way to? No. Hold on. Yellow. Niet. Okay. We'll get there someday, boys. Prestige classes. 3.5. No idea what's wrong if you've been restarted. Oh, shit. Sorry, Aiden's having a bad, trying to get his mic to work or something. So fun fact, we have a great example of when the flavor is taken out in favor of mechanics focused. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was made during the era, of peak Marvel movie hype, so most mainline characters had rights issues, especially X-Men, and as such, the development team assured players that all the functions of past characters would be retained, but some favorites, Wolverine in particular, would be missing. Fans hated it, and even though the playstyles remained, fans turned away. Character models were ported too. It was so bad that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out in 2011, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite in 2017. We are 9 years later with no new game or hint that another game will be made. The flavor is the game. True. Good luck. There we go. Aiden literally messaged me in our group chat and said, gonna start trying weird shit so that he can get his mic working. So that's exciting. Anyway, okay. Wiki dot. Wait. There we go. Prestige classes. Okay. So these flashbang again. Sorry, Draco Kraken. Yes. That is absolutely something that you can super point to say, oh yeah, having that flavor there is what we want, so that even if it is similar in like, this is your warriors, these are your mages, these are your supports, all that kind of stuff, you know? As long as you have those flavors, we can just, honestly, we just flavor whatever into whatever. Oh, what's a sorcerer? It's a wizard who doesn't ever have to, like, study magic. It's just innate, you know? Oh, okay, you know. What's a warlock? Oh, it's a wizard, but they get their power from making a pact with something. Oh, okay, cool, yeah. You know, what's a monk? It's a warrior, but he studies martial arts instead of fucking swords. You know, like, I don't know. Anyway, so you have a bunch of prestige classes you could also go for. It's a lot of, some of this stuff was a little, what the fuck is Jedi? What? Why is Jedi in here? This isn't right. That's Force. What? Okay. Where are my prestige class? Maybe it's this. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you, ads. Very cool. So, yeah, like Arcane Trickster was a thing, Assassin, you had your Red Wizards, Shadow Dancers, Thaumaturgist. Thaumaturgist was cool. I remember seeing Dragon Lord, I remember seeing Bonded Summoner. Yeah, there's a lot of these that I remember looking into and being like, oh, that's sick, man. Can this go down even further? Thank you. My God. So, yeah, you know, D20 version of Star Wars had prestige classes too. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. But yeah, so you've got all this stuff that you can absolutely look at and kind of point to and say, oh, what can we take from here to make into a class or a subclass or anything, really? Hello?
Hey.
Hey, you are very,
Yeah,
very
every
small.
Huh?
You sound very small.
Okay. I switched my microphone's input device to a whole ass different USB.
Oh,
I did not know I was small. Give me a second.
okay. um, but yeah, so my point here being they have so much that they can work from, and they have taken stuff from this, right? They have taken ideas that we used to have in D&D and moved them into 5e. So, you know, I really think that it's for that simplicity that we don't see a shit ton of classes, right? Or a shit ton of subclasses even. You can make your subclasses and all that shit if you really want to, right? But yeah, I don't know. It just it's one of those things where I think small wouldn't quite be the word unless Alejo is saying something. Quiet is another word for it, yes. Agreed. Oops. There we go. I don't know. Whenever I hear somebody who's like really quiet in a call, I'm like, oh, you're either so far away or you're very small. It's crazy, you know? Well, and so even if it is just in the interest of money, that's also like they didn't do that. Right? They didn't bring out a bunch of 5e was one of the most popular TTRPGs to have happened because of a number of different things. They could have capitalized on it even more to make those books to have a bunch of classes that weren't just the main 9. So it could have been, you know, that they really just were looking for the easiest way to balance these things out by just only having the 9. And then the subclass is based off it. I'm talking about design. I'm not talking about after the fact money. Yeah, sure. Anything could be just money. It's just kind of boring at this point just to say, yeah, they just weren't doing it for money. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. Whatever. If they were, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
How
You
do I
still
sound
sound
now?
kind of quiet.
Yeah. This is so it's
Oh, I can't. Oh, why did my user volume went to 0? There we go. Hello.
hello.
Okay, yeah, you're still quiet on my end.
How do I sound? Okay. I'm maxed out on my end in terms of volume.
Interesting, because
The only
Okay.
thing that no, never mind. Uh Voice and video.
Well, it does. Let me
Alright.
ask if the people out there can hear you fine. Because if they can, then I'll just turn you up from my end a little bit more in a different way. Um. Also, there's chat for you.
Oh, yes. Uh
Aiden is very low sounding. Okay.
Okay, you will see what I can do.
I hear him, but he is a little low. Okay, yeah. Maybe. What if I do this? Speak.
Hello?
Oh, that's better. Hold on.
It is me. I am speaking. I'm dying of infant leukemia.
True. Um.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I've put my speakers to 200% in Discord as well as you at 200%.
Damn.
So that's a lot. It's better, but it's a lot. And I feel like that's going to blow me out when Boo gets here. Blow my ears out. That's a better way to phrase that.
Yeah.
Oh, go into sounds.
Mm-hmm. In Discord or in Windows?
In Windows. Go into sound by just getting to that, and then go into recording.
Yeah. Microphone A20. Test your microphone troubleshoot. So like I'm here, but I see my sound bar going up. Oh wait, no, hold on. How do I sound now?
You still sound the
very
same.
quiet.
Is your level for your properties for your microphone are your levels completely maxed?
Hold on. I will take a screenshot and
Yeah.
you will see what I see. I'm at 98.
Oh, you are. Oh, okay.
But like, no, that's only volume though. Like my volume.
Oh.
But like I can't even like slide anything.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the wrong thing. Go to in your search bar, put in change system sounds, and then go into that. It's your actual control panel.
Okay, there we go.
And then go to recording.
It did not show up, by the way, until I had searched SY.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Great.
I fucking hate Microsoft.
Yeah, I know.
Obfuscating this shit.
Yeah.
Play Windows startup sound.
But yeah, if you go into the recording tab, find your microphone, right click it, go to properties.
Yeah.
And then go to
properties.
levels.
I am now at 72.
Oh, that's much better. Put yourself up even higher.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm now at 100.
Very good. Now I can turn you down in Discord. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Cool. Yes. I can hear myself through you though, which is a problem.
How are we now?
La.
Oh,
We're good.
I see him constantly broadcasting though.
Oh. Go into Discord and make your what is it? Your input sensitivity go down or up or whatever.
Soundboard advanced. Test. What the fuck? Did they move it?
Shouldn't be. Should be right under the voice and video voice. Do you have custom clicked as your input profile?
Oh, I did change it like just recently. I think I did change it to custom.
Okay, yeah. So that's good. I mean, that's where you want to be, so you can actually look at the adjust input sensitivity and all that. So.
Okay. Oh wait, no. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I forgot that I'd switch back off it near the end.
No, you're good. Cool. I mean, you're better now.
Yeah, there we go. How do I sound now?
Oh yeah, you sound much better.
Sweet. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Yay! Live technical difficulties fixed.
Woohoo!
How you doing?
Would not be a TableTalk production.
True. How are you, my friend?
I am doing well. It has been a long day.
That is fair.
How are you?
I am all right, actually, which is nice.
And how is chat?
How are you, chat? By the way, Timothy's happy to see you.
Hello, everyone.
Well,
Yes. Back from chemo.
yeah. Shut up. By the way, I sent you those the screenshots of those comments for your birthday wishes. Did you see those?
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, I wanted to share my thank you with everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Full Metal Dragon, thank you, Timothy, and Rico. What's up?
Yeah. But yeah, well, so you joined us at a good time. We're only 5 minutes into the video. It's a it's a good old 30-minute one.
Together.
So yeah.
Ooh, from whom?
So this is What is Tabletop, and they're discussing the these RPGs that fix the subclass problem. Now, my understanding of the subclass problem so far has been the D&D doesn't have like a bunch of classes, they have a bunch of subclasses instead, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure what the problem is. They seem to now be discussing at least other games do this kind of thing better with making it so they're more unique, I guess, or something. I'm not entirely sure.
I will say, as like a criticism of WotC with the subclass system in general, is I feel if a system they knew going into D&D 5e that they were going to do like a spread of abilities, a whole smorgasbord, put that up there for people. They knew that they were going to have like the 15 or so different options.
Sure.
But by limiting how to put, they hamstring their own creativity for how separately and how distinctly all 15 of those options could be from each other.
Right.
By making them all branch off from like I don't know how many base classes there are in D&D.
I think there are 9.
9?
I think
Okay, 9. By making them branch off from 9 options. They knew they were gonna offer 27 different level 20 snapshots of what gameplay would be like, right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And they chose like, oh, you know what? They all descend from these 9.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I assumed, and see if you agree with this or not, but what I assume that they were doing, because they, from looking at the old subclasses, I'm sorry, the old class lists and the old prestige class lists that we had in 3, that the intent for 5e was to continue going on with this being very simplistic thing, right? Being something that is very
that's fair. That's
very
fair.
Easy to balance, and or you know what I mean, easy to balance in quotes. And
yeah.
And they really wanted to make it so that they had that I guess that framework in mind when they could just go forward with all the content they wanted to reproduce. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily the correct choice. What I am saying is that I think that that is the game design mindset that I can see. And so...
Yeah, and like...
Well, you're good. I was just going to say, and so I think that that's why we only saw the 1 or 2 additional classes from a few... or really, it's just the one. It's the... Artificer from Eberron, because Eberron has artificers in it, and they really just had to bring them in when they released Eberron again. So yeah, I think that that's where their idea was, but if they really wanted to, because it was brought up before of like maybe money, if they really wanted to print the money, they would just put a bunch of classes together. I feel, because people would want more classes, so we got a bunch of subclasses, which kind of scratched that itch. But I don't know.
I was gonna say, even when I look back to older editions, there is only like prestige classes offer like actually basically no uniqueness to like, oh, my ranger is now a deep woods ranger,
Right. So
they don't. Sorry, go on.
Well, so I was gonna say, so prestige classes were unique in the fact that anyone could take any of them if you had the right skills, right? It was skills and there were some other prerequisites as well. Sometimes it was class as well, but some of them were, as far as I remember, now I could be wrong because it has been a minute, but I think some of them could be quote-unquote universal in some ways, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, like... Yeah, no, I was imagining prestige classes as like basically feats, right? Like anyone could take anything. But yeah, you are right. They did have those requirements.
Yeah, because if I just find a fucking Cerebromancer for psionics, okay, there you go. There's one.
Fuck yeah.
So
like no one would deny that these were as somewhat cool though.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay, so they mostly did stick to what the class was beforehand, and like they only had about 10 levels that you got, I think, in each one. And it was just another way to kind of further beyond your normal class, because if people don't know, I assume most people know, but in 3.5, you could get up to like level fucking 40, like, and then multi-class and get another fucking 40 levels and something. Like, it was a lot. Some of the gods, if you look into the deities and demigods book, you can see that they are statted out with multi-classes of 20th level classes. So there was a lot. I think really what it was is just those options to, again, really drill down into what you want your character to be. And it's a lot of, like Draco Kraken was saying before, flavor. A lot of flavor so that you can really just like play the character you want to.
I want to say I remember a Lich being level 20 and something and level 15 and something else.
Oh yeah, probably.
But like, I always thought that was so cool. The idea of like multiple lifetimes spent.
Yeah.
And like them being at the pinnacle of that was super cool to me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's not something that you see in these more recent editions, which is unfortunate, but it's also, you can see why, because the game design is completely different, right? So, anyway, let us continue.
But now our dragons deal what was the structural damage called?
4? No.
Fuck. There's like, or is it a trait they have?
Hold
on.
I think I remember what you're talking about, and I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, that trait, we all know what it is.
Yeah.
That trait they have.
Yeah.
Any damage they deals double damage to the structure for the purposes of counting its hit points remaining.
Yes.
So like, which like I think it is legitimately pretty cool. But like it sucks that I don't know. I'm framing them antagonistically to each other, but like,
sure.
We have that now, which is pretty cool, at least.
Well, One thing to appreciate was that prestige classes were something to work towards, a sub-goal outside of the main campaign. Yes. There was... Oh, excuse me. There seems to be, at least to me, in 5e's, like, very base rules set. There was a lot of missing goals that you could just see and tangibly work towards that were not something that you just had to kind of create on your own. For like no quote unquote mechanical benefit, which is not necessarily like a bad thing. I think that 3.5 is spoiled for choice for so many things that you can do in it because they have so much in it. And that's something that I look back to and say, oh, that, like, me just going to go and do whatever to like up my skill to then prestige class into this is like something that I can just do alongside of the feats that I can take and go into each other, and then also goes into the just base class that we've got. It's like a lot of it's like having the level ups in like kind of like an idle game where you just keep building and building and building and building, and number go up and brain go yes.
Yeah.
You know. And that's really appealing to me.
Yeah,
at least.
the level 1 farm versus the level 99 farm.
Yes, exactly. They sold quite a few books offering subclasses for previously published options from the 2E days. Okay, well there you go. So they had them for a very long time. And again, like what I was looking through, there are several. You can see so many things that they had from beforehand. That they have kind of pulled in, your hex blades, your there was another one that I've already forgotten, but the hex blade stuck out to me. There's a lot of these subclasses they went and said, oh, okay, let's take what was a prestige class and add it back into our current thing as a subclass, right? So I don't know. It's if they really wanted to, they could just have made everything that we had before into subclasses, and I wouldn't have batted an eye. But they didn't. So, you know. So, let us continue with this, and we will see. Oh, sorry.
Yes. No, I was going to say, I'm trying to find that Lich multi-class.
Fair enough.
Pyramid type situation where it's like you have this, here's the main thing you are, what can this be broken down, like, you know, and how can this be broken down further and further and further.
And this is how I knew that was the case. When 5th edition came out and Critical Role was playing, they had a gunslinger, because in Pathfinder you can play a gunslinger,
right?
And instead of just making it a brand new class, Matt made it a subclass. Why did he do that? Probably so he didn't have to homebrew an entire class.
Yeah, that actually makes sense, because especially if you're presenting it as content for, you know, millions of people to watch, you're going to want to have your ducks in a row, because people are going to look at that like, well, this doesn't make sense. And if you use something that's pre-existing already, they can at least make that connection to it, especially if they're not familiar with Pathfinder.
And also, it's a brand new system at the time. There's not as much finagling you're going to have to do with the design process there. Yeah. But honestly, he made it work as a fighter rung off. And to be fair, the gunslinger is a fighter with guns.
Yes.
Like, it makes sense that that's kind of where you would go. I'm not going to say Matt Mercer set the precedent there, but it shows how that kind of ended up happening. Matt only ended up making the Blood Hunter because of Vin Diesel. Oh, you know about that? Do you know that story?
Vaguely. Is that from...
Sorry, what was that?
The video skipped ahead for some reason. We're good.
Oh. I was reading up on the lore of the Banelich. I didn't really know how Baneliches were created. Do you?
No, I do not. Please, avail me.
When Bane, the deity of strife, was first establishing his church long ago, those who worshipped him were hounded to their deaths by the forces of good unless they gathered in significant numbers. Tired of his faithful becoming victims, every 50 or 60 years, Bane chose the most powerful priest within the ranks of his clerics and revealed to him or her a foul rite that would transform the caster into a powerful immortal form, a Lich of Bane or Bane Lich. Cool. At least 35 of these creatures were created over the centuries before the hold on, let me there we go. Where was I?
I appreciate the use of the word creatures for them.
Dude, right?
That's very good.
When Lychatu Gzvim
Sure.
sent the Tyrant Fog to purge Faerun of the last of Bane's worshippers. The remaining Bane Liches were destroyed. Those that remain have varying agendas. Some are in hiding, while others are actively moving against Gzvim and his chosen Faju Chambril. A Bane Lich was an evil cleric of at least 17th level before becoming undead, and these Liches retain all of their class abilities. They gain a Lich's Fear Aura, damage reduction, and immunities, as well as the Touch of Despair, the ability to produce Cold Fire, and spell resistance. As they grow older, their power increases every 100 years. They gain a Cleric level and one of the following new powers. Pain Rack, Voice of Maleficence, or Grasp of Death.
Nice. That's cool. Okay. One of them old Faerunian things.
Dude, I like to imagine like a 3,000-year-old Lich, right? Like what have they got?
Oh, Timothy, they are the Bard colleges are Glamour, Lore, Swords, Valor, and Whispers. If you search Bard subclasses, you can get a list of them on Wikidot.
Lore bards are cool.
Lore bards are sick. But yeah, yeah, so, that fucking Liches, dude, super sick. Every time. No matter what kind.
Is a fighter with guns.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Also, Dracocran says, gunslinger should be an artificer or ranger, in my opinion. I agree with the artificer for sure. But I'm not a designer at Wizards. Artificer would be my first pick. Yes, agreed. Because but it was what they had at the time, so I understand why it was what it was. Matt Mercer just took what was existing and just kind of added it on because of the template that had been set out, because fucking we did that with the astral sorcerer. My God, old lore. If you haven't thought about it in 7 years,
dude,
now,
I've not thought about the astral sorcerer in a while.
Yep. It is still in my head to this day. The Astral Sorcerer was something we put on the home brewery site, I think, a very long time ago, of a subclass for Sorcerer that was based off of the astrological zodiac signs, and what they could do, and if you took them, every 3 levels.
You gained a sign every 3 levels, and you had 12 options.
Yes.
And each sign gave various bonuses or like gameplay affecting things.
It was really fun to make and very cool. If I do say so myself. So
we also used the astrological signs themselves as inspiration for all of the bonuses that they gave.
Yes. It was good times. Good times.
Makes sense that that's kind of where you would go. I'm not going to say Matt Mercer set the precedent there, but it shows how that kind of ended up happening. Matt only ended up making the Blood Hunter because of Vin Diesel. Oh, you know about this? Do you know that story?
D&D vaguely. Is that from
The Last Witch Hunter?
Why is it? This is just jumping around.
That was a sponsor block. I don't know what the first one was, but we are now at the very beginning of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's just that it does that automatically. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Okay. But I liked making fun of the sponsor stuff. Or just seeing cool sponsor stuff.
We could watch it.
No, I don't give a shit. It's fine.
Right.
If this is how this is how I'm sorry, this is how the things work. The things work this way, So if you want the full video, go watch it on your own. It'll be in the description. It's 30 minutes. And if you want it without us yapping over it, then there you go. As always. The stars foretold this ass whooping true.
It looks like their Kickstarter is Class Cheat Sheets by Icarus. Something.
Oh, okay. I hope they did well, I guess.
Eh.
Is this a podcast? It seems like in that format, yes.
How old is this video?
Great question. I don't remember. Let me tell you. This came out, I want to say not too long ago, 4 months ago.
Oh shit, it may still be live.
It may still be live.
So yeah,
Okay.
check out Class Cheat Sheets
There you go.
by Icarus.
First games. Now back to whatever video you were watching
Games.
before.
Games.
Vaguely, is that from
The Last Witch Hunter,
The Last Witch Hunter? Yes,
which is apparently based off of a D&D character Vin Diesel had.
I've never seen it. I heard it was bad.
It is bad, but basically
Yeah, it was a bad
a
movie.
D&D thing. And so because it was based off of his D&D character, they had to find some sort of promotional material amongst the nerds. Critical Role was famous at the time. They needed a quote-unquote...
Well, it's because Vin Diesel is a nerd, too. He's actually, like, famously a big nerd. He made the Chronicles of Riddick and all that video game and everything, I'm pretty sure. It's because he's a big fucking nerd. So, yeah.
I did not know that. That's super cool.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong about that, but I know that, he voiced him in the games, too. He loves being a part of video games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Remember when he was in the trailer for Arc 2?
I thought that was... Sorry, what's up?
Remember when he was in the trailer for Arc 2?
No, I don't.
You don't? Oh, he was the front man. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
Where was I? I thought that was always because, like, his voice was licensed to that IP. And so, if they did anything with the character, it had to be him voicing it. Like Marvel does with their characters.
Even they don't for a lot of them, but, in fact, actually, I think most of them don't have the same voice actors as the actual people. But no, he actually is a big video game guy. Like I think he started his own studio as well at one point. I don't know if
cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of neat. He's just kind of like a neat dude. I don't know if he's done anything controversial recently, but I've not paid attention to Vin Diesel since looks at watch. 2012? Maybe?
There's that films. He played with some people from Critical Role.
Yes. This is what they're referring to. I actually watched this playthrough. Matt Mercer actually DM'd for him to do this. It was a whole thing. Was he in the trailer or was it The Rock? It was him. It was Vin Diesel. The Rock could give less of a shit. He just wants the fame and the glory.
Witch Hunter class. Matt made one up at the at the behest of Vin Diesel.
They needed a tie-in.
Not intentionally. It was more just, we're going to do this one shot. Vin Diesel needs something that reminds him of the character. Matt's like, cool, here's an idea. And then people were like, can we have that as a full-on class? And then he eventually remade it into the Blood Hunter.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's actually really cool. And again, I have a lot of respect for people like Matt Mercer who can come up and do those kind of things, because I know you're doing that kind of stuff too. That is not an easy thing to do, because... And again, a lot of you guys who are watching us are indie developers. You know how hard it is just to come up with your own stuff, and just in adding to someone else's, I feel like can be just as taxing, especially if you're keeping in line with like the theme and the flavor of the TTRPG. So.
Well, and that brings us back to the topic of like coming up with a new archetype that fits into the niche that you're trying to make. It can be hard in a new system, right? Especially if you're not sure if it's going to work out well. So like Matt was able to make the Blood Hunter work as a standalone thing. The idea of like taking damage to deal more damage, but then he had the 3 archetypes. Granted, they're based off The Witcher, but it does help to have a fantasy in mind when making these things.
It's like sort of based off The Witcher. I mean, one of them is you turn into a werewolf. I don't know if that's necessarily based off The Witcher, but it was cool.
Well, like in The Witcher, they describe the potions that Geralt drinks
Yeah.
as like being basically poison.
Yeah,
And
that's
in
true.
fact, they are poison. If anyone who has not taken the Trial of the Grass has taken them,
Yeah.
sorry, if anyone, has not taken the trial takes them, they will fucking die.
That is true. That is true.
A horrible, painful death.
Mm.
But anyway, what I was gonna say was, Geralt, only the Trial of the Grasses only allows him to like stave off the worst of the effects.
Right. Yeah.
He does take damage insofar as like, he can feel the toxins in his system, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, it's been a minute. I really do want to. I remember you talking about you read the books, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually like a bunch of them, except for like, the writer definitely likes to feel himself and be like, yes, look at me, anything I write is good.
Right. Yeah. Which. But
here's a back and forth scene where Geralt describes Geralt and the guards are all farty. Because
that's right.
like that's a scene.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah. I want
Andrzej
to.
Sapkowski does come up with some cool shit, but also like.
But also,
fuck him.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to read those at some point. Did you? I forgot. The Witcher 3 is getting DLC at some point again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Am I crazy? Chat, please tell me if I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna get another DLC, so it gives me an excuse to like run through that game again. Witcher 3 new DLC. Yep. Songs of the Past. It's gonna be coming in 2027, so we shall see. Honestly, I really like Witcher 3, so I'm excited for that. I hope.
I love me some Witcher 3.
Yeah, I would love to play that again. Actually do it on maybe the hardcore mode or whatever it is. Because I only did it on... I think I did it on hard? I don't remember, but it would be fun. It'd be really fun.
Things.
A lot easier to tie something in if you have something, if you have a template.
Right, but it's harder to then, in hindsight, to be like, okay, I want to make a shadow guy. When you look at things like the Shadow Monk in D&D.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, if the Shadow Monk's a subclass, that almost implies that anyone else that uses shadows must then be a subclass. You're not going to be able to...
Which they did actually do as a Shadow Sorcerer is a thing. So, yeah, I guess.
Make a class that's just the Shadow Hunter or whatever.
Right. Where do you draw the line? Where is it like, where does it stop bleeding over into other things? Because, oh man, we got a Shadow Monk, so can we not, we can't have a Shadow class now because that's already, it kind of like prevents you from doing a lot of cool things. You kind of have to have it like planned out, like here are your classes, and these are the only things you can be in these classes. Because if you try to pull from another class, it doesn't make as much sense.
Ultimately,
so they did that for a shit ton of them. Like, you got magic as a thief, you got magic as a fighter, you got magic as all of the magics, So
hell, you got magic as a barbarian with the wild magic barbarian.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
where it's all beneficial and nothing is wild. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like it's like 15% bad things, kinda.
Yeah, 15. Yeah. Good stuff.
Makes it easier also from a mechanical standpoint, because instead of having to come up with brand new mechanics and you don't know if those are going to work in the framework of the game, you can play off of mechanics that are already there. And this is again where the D&D subclass problem starts to ring its ugly head. You know how many subclasses there are that's basically a lighter version of the Barbarian's Rage?
I'm going to take a stab. I'm going to say 20.
Tell me.
I wouldn't say 20, but almost every class has some sort of access to a rage, like you take resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
Which
is that true?
I don't think so.
I don't recall that at all. For like something like okay. Oh,
No, hold on. Well,
yeah,
you made me crack out my
yeah.
player's handbook.
Please do. I have to use the bathroom really quick, so give me just a second. But I'll see what I can find too.
Hello? Oh. Either Alejo can't hear me or he's not here. I'm getting a green ring. What's up, chat? I do wish they would make magic not available to everything. It loses some of the fun. Hard agree, Draco. I am a big fan of like magic should be weird and strange and available like to only like the most like erudite of people. It should be like weird and unique. Um, what's up, guys? Draco, Timothy, Chara. You can be right about The Witcher and still be crazy. Yeah. I love. I feel unique among Witcher fans in that I was not a big fan of the TV series. I know Henry Henry Cavill went around the set like trying to make things accurate to the book. And I can see how clearly he fought, but at the same time, it does make the differences all the more glaring. I also have the same problem with the Dune movie.
I'm back.
What's up, Alejo?
Hello. What did I miss?
But as I was saying, yeah, when you're only like 80 to 90% accurate, it makes that like 10 to 20% appear dog shit bad. And it's like I understand it does make the series such as The Witcher or the Dune movies, like their accuracy to the source material, what differences like are there appear worse. Alejo. Yeah. I only played Witcher for the Gwent. I also am not a big Gwent guy.
Yeah, I really like Gwent, but I can understand why people don't, for sure.
Also, I was gonna say, Alejo, do you know the meme of like Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog? Like, that's it,
Yes.
I'm getting me mallet.
Yes.
I just imagined that as like, that's it, get me player's handbook.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so subclasses that see, now I typed that into Google and the first thing that comes up is subclasses that shouldn't exist. That's interesting. Huh? Parody compendium. Oh, okay. It's a Reddit thing. Gotcha. Oh, it's a Ko-Fi thing even. Oh. Oh, it's just a bunch of other subclasses that somebody made for parody D&D homebrew stuff. Okay, I got you. That mimic rage 5e. Dune movies are never accurate to the source material. There's
So like I just watched actually the Dune Part 1 at least. I can't speak as to Dune Part 2. I didn't even frankly know it existed until like last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can see how to put this. The Dune movie is of book adaptation movies that I have seen.
Mm.
Which is like inherently unfalsifiable, I guess.
Mm.
Anyway, so I guess my apologies for not having watched more adaptation movies, but
There's
like
only one other.
I thought the book, well, like I'm talking like book
Yeah. No, I
adaptation
know.
movies in general.
I get you.
The Dune was fairly accurate, except it missed a few things, and also it cuts off like a third of the way through the book, which makes sense because they're planning a trilogy, I guess.
Yeah.
When is the third one supposed to release? It's like
I don't
coming
know.
out soonish, isn't it?
Dune third movie. 2026. It's supposed to be December 18th. There you go. So,
Oh,
yeah, December this
interesting.
year.
Okay.
Apparently. I don't know.
What? I'll have to make sure to watch part 2 by then.
Yeah, all of the people that I have that I know
What the fuck?
who have or I have seen some people, sorry. Let me rephrase. I've listened to some people who have read Dune say that they like the movie. That is all I know.
Yeah. So the problem is the movie kind of skips around the book. And I was like, well, I understand if they're trying to compress a book down to a movie.
Mhm.
But like now that I'm thinking about it, like why weren't they more faithful then?
Yeah, I get you. There's a certain amount that's always going to be lost in adaptation, right? But, you know, they could obviously do more.
So I understand. Actually, here's a glaring difference. Chani is not introduced yet in the book. She isn't introduced actually until well after Paul gets his Fremen name.
Oh.
Which like again does not happen until so do you know in the movie when the ornithopter goes out over the desert and
I know nothing. I have not seen this movie.
Oh, okay. So the movie differs from the book like pretty heavily when in a pretty pivotal scene when Paul and his men are getting betrayed.
Okay.
And they're like Paul and his mother are being flown out in an ornithopter over the desert.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, it describes that after Jessica and Paul land, they spent basically like a week out in the desert in like underground tents, trekking across the desert at night, being careful to walk in ways that would like not disturb the sand such that the worm would know where they were.
Right.
And like in the movie, they just like come barreling out of the ornithopter after killing their captors and run across the sand dunes where they meet up with a Fremen troop, and one of the guys shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm Stilgar," and Chani's there too, and she's like, "Hey, Paul, I'm your future wife." And like in the book, they spend hello, Boo.
Hello.
They spend like a week going across the desert to the nearest outcropping of rock that they can see on the horizon.
Yeah.
And when they get there, they spend a while stalked by like a Fremen gang, basically. Before they come, Paul and his mother come to this big climactic moment in like this circular outcropping of rock. And the mother tells Paul to go run and hide. Which like he's never gonna do that in the movie. Paul like goes and runs toward an outcropping of rock, fucks up this guy who tries to intercept him, and the mother like faces down Stilgar in combat, and it turns out the mother is like a judo like Tai Chi master.
Okay.
And just like immobilizes Stilgar such that like if any of Stilgar's men move, Paul's mother can just snap Stilgar's neck at will.
Oh wow.
And that's how she negotiates like them walking free from the Kretch.
Sure.
Or rather to the Kretch. Because the Fremen are like, oh my god, she has the weirding ways. And she can disarm a man in full combat like gear while disarmed. And that's how she negotiates their safety.
Okay.
Anyway, in the movie, Chani's just like, oh no, I'm here, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things for adaptations, right? It's just they're good things, they're bad things as usual. Right?
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff they get right, but like what differences there
weird.
are?
Yeah. I get you.
Like at this point, I'm expecting Paul's sentient baby sister to be born like tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
When Jessica's like only kind of pregnant.
Ah.
They allude to it in the movie, even though it had not been mentioned in the books yet. Also,
fair enough. Yeah. Well, Boo. We are talking about subclasses. If you couldn't glean that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I got that.
Oh, okay, cool, good. Yeah. So,
it was obvious.
Yeah. So the video is obviously called "These RPGs Fix the Subclass Problem," and so far, they are saying that subclasses were made in such a way to kind of like just, I don't know, they did subclasses instead of classes, like more classes, and that's just kind of, honestly, I personally, maybe I'm not following the best, but I still don't see what the big problem is, because again, 5e is very much, at least to me, based around those 9 classes and what they can do. And then the subclasses are how you kind of keep going further and further into what you would want out of your character, you know? So I'm not sure. I mean, I would like there to be more classes, sure. But it's not like something that I find is a big problem necessarily, right? But, you know. And right now, the current claim was there are a lot of subclasses that mimic a barbarian's rage, and give like resistance to damaging, piercing, and slashing in some way. And I honestly don't believe that in the slightest, because I do not recall that, but I could be wrong. But I don't think so, as I was looking through kind of a list of them.
No. I mean, like, there's, like, the cleric, maybe? Sure.
Maybe.
I'll, like, give him cleric subclasses, but, like, how does a druid mimic a barbarian? Let's find out, hey.
The only thing they could really do would be shapeshift into a wild animal, but then the animal isn't
not resistant,
usually.
Unless the animal is resistant, which is actually pretty good.
If that's the case, but I don't recall
what
it.
animals are resistant? Like,
I don't think any animals are, though I could be wrong.
Because they can only transform into beasts.
Yes.
And no beasts have resistance.
I don't believe so, no.
It's still damage tanking, which, like, is good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it's not, like, damage resistance and damage tanking, excuse me.
Exactly.
I'm not sure.
Let's see, the fighter has Eldritch Knight, champion.
Because like I'm looking through things like the Warlock, and I'm like, I don't think so. Hexblade maybe. Let me look at that. Hexblade has shield as like a spell, but that's a
but
spell
like,
that
and
is a reaction.
also like Hexblade is so very clearly. I understand like if they were going to try to make a case of like, oh, it's barbarian coded,
But it's not.
because like it makes them more viable in like raw combat, but like no, it's clearly wizard coded.
Yeah, it's really not in the slightest. If I look through it, it's just for giving you armor, shields, and martial weapons. And then a particular weapon for your hex blade, as is the name. So I don't think so. Armor of Hexes is for reaction and stuff, but that's it.
No, like unless if maneuvers are barbarian coded.
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't say so. Like maybe now here let's see if they clarify it all, because that he was kind of giving him a setup, so we'll see.
Yeah, and like it is also possible that like WotC released them later because like WotC power creep is also a thing.
Sure.
Addition power creep.
Sure. But I don't think they're referring to 5.5 much. They did refer to it a little bit once, but I'm not sure if they are referring to it entirely. But they could be. In that case, I don't know.
Kind of funny because rage is one of those things too. Is like, how do we make this martial character just super like aggressive?
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him anger issues.
Well, no, and it's more just the resistance part that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right. But it's the fact that like you are just saying, here's this cool mechanical thing from one class, and then we just give it to another class.
Mm-hmm.
Which I knew a guy, and he made 36 custom subclasses for the Warlock.
36.
Now, if you look at it, and I did, it's kind of just taking the best parts from every other class and allowing the Warlock to have access to them, which is not as interesting of a design.
Yeah. Well, then you could. It feels like you'd almost do it for
like. I also can see that from a lore perspective, right? Of like warlocks can have various different patrons.
Yes.
So it completely makes sense that a warlock is anyone who sets out with a goal of like, oh, I will be, I will achieve this, and a patron who has their flavor says, oh, you are now a servant of mine, whether they be like a holy angel, a djinn, what have you.
Well, it also, I would say warlocks are a bad example for this as well, because they could be anybody. All walks of life could become a warlock. That just requires them to form a pact. So you could be a big, strong, fucking barbarian type person, and then become a warlock because that is what you needed at the time, and so you made the deal, and now you're fucking big strong with magic. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's and also I've noticed that we just kind of went over there are a few, and then we haven't gotten an example yet, and then we get an example of custom homebrew, and I'm like, okay, so. Let's I don't know, maybe I'll get. It's only been a few seconds, so maybe there's more.
I will just say I don't know what wizard subclasses are getting a resistance to bludgeoning damage, right?
Yeah, the for them, they can take a spell that makes it so that they can touch something, I think, and get resistance to an elemental spell, but that's it as far as I remember.
Unless we want to start counting spells that discourage movement towards the casters, such as like the one where you summon like a bunch of like little tiny like metal slivers, or even spirit guardians, right?
Well,
like, and unless we want to start counting that as Oh, I know that's not really even barbarian coded because the barbarians are like, get towards me, please,
Yes. Yeah.
so I can kill you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every class, then.
Yes.
It's like, okay. And again, that's what I said earlier. It's like, then you may as
I will say, petition for spells that augment physical abilities.
Yeah, there's not enough, like the thing that I would give you guys in Devils and Dice, your Cat's Grace, your Bull's Endurance, I think, and all
Strength.
that. Bull Strength, yeah, all that kind of stuff. Those enchantments rather than invocations. I'm sorry, evocations.
Maybe it is Bull's and
yeah, no, I like the idea of having that be more because it's more utility based. And
no,
more,
it is Bull Strength.
Nice. Okay, it's more utility based and more support kind of stuff that you can do that you can always like help with these fights. I don't know. I'm particular to being those support kind of characters with that kind of stuff. If I am playing something like that, sure, I can do the big flashy magic thing, but it's also important to, I don't know, make it so that the other people can also do stuff. It's just it's a type of magic that's kind of overlooked, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
we'll just have like
the magic of friendship.
Yes. Yes.
these archetypes,
Right.
Like we have our martial, we
Warrior,
have it's just like basic archetypes, and then just them flavoring it how you want to flavor it.
Well, here's the thing: some of the classes came from that kind of idea,
Yeah.
right. The druid makes sense. It's a nature-focused thing. If you have like the divine and the arcane, nature being its own idea. But then what happens when you combine druid and fighter, ranger, cleric and fighter, paladin?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see that now. All right.
Yeah, like the
Now?
warlock being more of the evil side of like the arcane. But then you get into,
not. Come on.
It's not. It doesn't have to be.
We'll bring back the idea that the warlocks are neutral, man.
I mean, why would you? It's strange that you would immediately jump to warlocks being the evil one when necromancers exist, and that's kind of classically almost always been the evil arcane caster.
Exactly. Your wizard that is a necromancer. Exactly.
Yeah. Very weird.
like the weird stuff of like what's the difference between wizard and sorcerer, like from just a conceptual level. Like I know mechanically they were able to differentiate the two, and that's great. But that is something you have to think about in regards to having the classes versus the subclasses, where it's like, okay, now we can kind of niche down, because some people would argue monk doesn't have to be its own thing, and I could see that argument for it. I like monks, so I disagree, but I get it.
Yeah, because I mean, really, when you boil it down, it's just a it's a fighter, an unarmed fighter style, basically.
Right. I mean, that's why like the pugilist, like a bare knuckle brawler.
Yeah,
it's almost easier to make them just a fighter than it is to like make them their own class, because then it's like, well, aren't you just doing what the barbarian and the fighter already do? And again, we've talked about this before, where Pathfinder 1, basically every time they made a class, it was, what happens if I put this class and this class together?
It's because 3.5 basically did that already, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I already went over a bunch of 3.5 classes and subclasses, so I won't go over it again, but like, yeah, it's been there for a long time, and they base it off that, so yeah. Meh.
And so like you want to try to avoid that. And the subclasses allow you to do weird stuff. The Rune Knight in the fighter class of 5th edition is really cool. It's very thematic of like, you have these runes that you activate and do stuff with. We talked about the Shadow Monk.
Rune Knight is red. I had one in my campaign.
Yeah.
Cool.
We talked about like so many unique ideas of like how you can make Twilight Cleric, this kind of druid, that kind of sorcerer. You can make them really work and be really unique and interesting. But yeah, it's more of a flavor thing than anything else, in my opinion.
Because again, you and I think have the same kind of view on it, where it's just we are focusing on what sets them apart as for flavor, but they do try to. I think a lot of people do try to make it mechanically different as well.
Yes,
because again, the difference between like, you know, a paladin subclass versus a, you know, we'll say barbarian subclass, because I view paladin and barbarian almost like very similar, because they're basically the tanks of the group and stuff like that, but they can do very different things. Like the barbarian can't really do healing type stuff, but the paladin can. So mechanically, I can see. So there is an argument, I think, for the mechanic side of it. It's just I feel like there's a better way, though. Again, I don't know off the top of my head.
That's why like things like the fighter is one of the most generic options, but a paladin has a little bit more flavor to it, because it was too like the middle point of two other classes. Yeah. And so subclasses can give you more flavor to the less flavorful idea of like a barbarian, a fighter, right?
Yeah, it makes it less generic.
Yes. And so that's kind of the usefulness there.
So I guess the real question we're asking here is, do we even need them?
No. Because feats are better. We've established this.
100%,
Okay, all right. I can understand that as a concept, but I don't necessarily agree.
Perhaps I'm lost in the sauce. Is he outlining like a modularity to like your character design via feats? That seems like it would seem to me that if you had that, you would wind up getting actually a complete overlapping of like, the wizard, the fighter, and the cleric all have the lucky feat, which now also gives strength.
Sure.
Or like, whatever. Like you would have a lot of blending and a lot of muddling of these classes as people just take skills and feats that are just better.
Yes.
Or more suited to a campaign.
Yes. Well, you can see that a lot with what happened with 3.5. There's just some things that are just better that you could take, right? And you just have a lot of people taking those things. And then I saw in chat, Dragon Kraken said even Pathfinder 2E, which is super feat heavy, has subclasses, because the feats aren't the only thing that you can really go off of. Like, you need to have that base that can then be modified with the feats. So if you are like, because some things, if they are genuinely just better, like you can see the feats in 5e, the optional feats, Lucky the feat, and Sentinel, and what was the other one that everyone... Warcaster. Those are all things that you see all the time, because they are just the best things to take. And
Tunnel Fighter.
What was it?
Tunnel Fighter.
Oh,
honorable mention.
Yeah. Those are just some of the best things to take, and so you would just see those being used all the time, because the flavor, as they've put it, for the characters was already kind of being made with the subclasses and all of that, and then just the mechanical benefits are just kind of there in the background, and they don't really define what the characters are. But if you do have something like Pathfinder 2e or your old 3.5s, you can kind of define the playstyles of the characters because of the branching of the trees of feats, but you would also still see specific things being taken that let's see, what did I usually take? You definitely took toughness a lot, and then that delved further because it was a prerequisite for a few different things, though the branching of that tree I think could apply to a few different types of characters, like your roles, if you will, if I say the dreaded words that all the 4E haters hate. I think they could branch off a bit better in that way, but that could just be my warped perception of that game, because it has been a little while since I've looked at that tree. Yeah, I don't know. With the way that 5e is designed, I think that having these subclasses is kind of necessary. I mean, obviously, it gives you a bunch of the abilities that you need to have as you continue to progress, though some of them are better than others, obviously. Some subclasses you never see taken because they're just not viable, really, and some fucking classes are not used because they're not viable. Ranger.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Boo, that reminds me, actually, I was searching through our entire conversation history by the media that we sent each other because I was trying to find a particular molecule I sent you a long while ago. It was azide, by the way. Regardless, there was a meme of like how to recognize a stroke in people. And one of the symptoms was incoherent speech, and it was like, I think I'm gonna play Ranger.
oh no.
And I wanted to play a ranger, though, like a unique ranger.
Yeah, exactly. Ranger as a concept is so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so sad that it sucks.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I don't know. I did see something else that I wanted to mention. Now that you mention it, why isn't the Enchanter Wizard a self-buffer? Why isn't there a monk that uses Ki to temporarily enhance stats? I agree. Why don't we have those?
I thought that's what one of the monk classes did do, actually. Their whole thing was that they use Ki to, like, boost up stuff.
I don't believe so. I could be wrong. Let me check. But I don't believe
I
there's
don't know.
any
I've
that are
never
like
played
that.
a monk before.
That's fair. You've got... So let me check the ones that might be it. Because these ones are the ones that might do it. But... Nope. Ascendant Dragon is not it. Astral Self, maybe? Oh, there you go. Here's one that kind of mimics what they were talking about, actually. It's serendipity. Body of the Astral Self for Way of the Astral Monk. I'm sorry, Way of the Astral Self is at 11th level, so far in. When you have both your astral arms and visage summoned, you can use the body of your astral self to appear. So you get your stand. Don't forget, you get a stand. This spectral body covers your physical form like a suit of armor, connecting the arms and visage. You determine its appearance. While the spectral body is present, you gain the following benefits. Deflect energy. When you take acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, or thunder damage. Well, it's not even the same thing. Never mind. You deflect it a little bit and take a little bit of reduced damage. But that's for magical damage, so never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Okay.
But also, the idea of a stand that you wear is badass.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't see any that give you specific like upgrades to your stats in any way.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah,
like, that just seems like such a no-brainer that I was weirded out just by the fact that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, they enhance strikes, not stats. Yes, exactly. It's more that they spend the key to make their punches better or whatever they're using, rather than themselves. So, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's those kinds of things where it would be cool to see that kind of stuff a bit more, because you can absolutely make your character that way, but having that specific kind of way to that it complements that play style would be nice to have in a subclass for these kinds of characters. Whereas like in 3.5 you could go from the ground up and fucking figure it out and just like only get enhancement stuff, and then you'd be, you know, you'd have some stuff you could do in combat, but you're more like the face guy, you know, and all that shit.
Yeah.
You were looking for that combination of flavor and mechanics. I think Feats does that pretty well. Feats, Edges, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, exactly, because here's the best part, designers out there of games. You then don't have to come up with the flavor. The player does. And that, so much better.
Sure.
Like, I I understand. You can always reflavor stuff. And people are going to always reflavor things if it's better for their idea. We've done that before, right? So like you became a Rune Knight fighter, and it was that you were the piece of armor that your old character wore before he died, and then it's like his soul got like put into the armor.
Got trapped.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's kind of neat.
But he couldn't remember that part of him. He could not remember his living life, like his organic life.
Right.
So he was just basically on a mission to stop whatever, like there was just basically this push to just keep going.
Yeah, that kind of a thing is really cool and flavorful.
Yeah, I like that.
And should not be a player option for most people because it's too niche. But being able to allow the use of flavor being added by the players themselves, I think, is usually where we get into this. But
well, you're gonna get like he's saying, you're gonna get that in anything. So
Yeah.
like having the subclasses doesn't detract from that. It in fact kind of enhances that, I feel, a little bit, because you then have the mechanical justification for a lot of things that can then also be flavored as well. You know? Is it more limiting in a way? Yes, absolutely, because you are now put into the box of, well, now I'm a thief. I'm sorry, a rogue thief, or a fighter, eldritch knight, which, it puts you in a box to a certain extent, but you could flavor that however you need to. So I don't know. And then it could also be if you want to be more creative with these kinds of subclasses, you could vamp them and give them whatever else you're thinking if it works out balance wise. The Eldritch Knight doesn't follow the same path as it is in the book, but it follows a similar path, at least in terms of power. Potentially. I mean, it's hard to do. It's way harder to do, and I would also argue that it's harder for people to. I guess it's more uncommon that I would think that people would not want to have those guidelines kind of put in place in some way so that they can see a path that they can take and then build off of that, right? Because the feats and stuff, seeing how they build into the next thing, that's how they can make these characters flavored however they want to, because they can look at the end point, right? And then because of the subclasses, it's another thing that is, I can see the end point, and that's where I want to go with this. So,
if we're going to ask the question of in class systems, should subclasses be there? I'm going to make the argument most of the time the answer is still no.
Why? I think because the existence of feats too is what allows you to kind of, mechanically and flavor separate your characters at that point. So there could be two fighter warrior class people, but maybe one's more of a, ranged, maybe they use, maybe they are the gunslinger.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else could be like, well, I'm going to be the monk side of that. Because arguably you could say the gunslinger and monk would be a subclass of that warrior, but you don't have to flavor it in such a way. You can choose the feats that would make the most sense. It's kind of like, using Legos and you're building your Lego character.
Right, exactly.
And I like that too.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Some games are kind of proving the point of how you don't need subclasses like you used to. Daggerheart being a great example of...
Used to? I mean, it was only the one game. And, two, because Pathfinder 2e also. So you had two games that really did it. So sure, I guess, but not gonna lie, a lot of players won't think of interesting flavor like possessed armor without the book giving options for it. Well, so it's interesting to think that, because what he was talking about was only spawned out of the fact that the guy's character died, and this subclass existed, and because that subclass existed, they flavored it differently, Now,
I thought that there was a class or subclass that lets you have a sentient sword.
Blade Singer is kind of something. Hexblade is not a sentient sword. No, I don't think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a sentient sword.
No.
You imbue your spirit into it and gain a bunch of benefits.
Yeah.
Soul life.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I believe.
Hexblade sword can be sentient, I thought. Let me check. Let me check.
Yeah, I thought that was like the whole deal with it.
I thought the whole deal was because you imbued
maybe
it
you
with-
awaken it. Yeah.
Well, you could awaken it, yeah, but that's just anything could become awakened.
Yeah.
Awaken a pig.
True. Yeah, nothing in this. No, you just have Pact of the Blade, and it's so that you can conjure it whenever you want. There's nothing about actually making it sentient. It is just it is the weapon that you basically wield because it's the weapon of the pact that you've made.
Gotcha.
Right? So
I wonder why I kept thinking that, because
I don't know.
Every time I heard that, I always heard like that it was sentient.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird.
I'm not sure. Let me look at blade singing, because that was another thing you can do, but it was a wizard thing. It was like an elven subclass, basically. Blade song. It's basically the dancing blade, and nope. Okay.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you're doing a Pact of the Blade, make the blade sentient.
Oh, yeah, you could absolutely. It is.
Yeah, just
it
do
is
it.
how you communicate with whatever pact you've made, right? Like
Exactly.
that's totally fair to have. Absolutely.
Maybe the sword itself has like the soul of the last dude that fucking broke the pact or whatever.
Sure.
Ooh.
Of this with their domain system. You take 2 domains and you make a class out of that. Now, here's the thing about Daggerheart. You then get a subclass. And I think it's because they just wanted to give you one more choice in character creation. I'm confident that's the only reason, because each class only has 2 options. And the team decided that instead of making more options available for you, the first thing they were going to make available for you is more classes. And like that almost proves my point of like if you look at Daggerheart subclasses, do they feel any different? Sometimes, but not all the time.
Because sometimes there is such thing as like, having option fatigue, like there's too many things to decide. I know for one, when I'm playing a video game and I see like a skill tree, I'll use Diablo.
Why do you like feats?
He's a feats fetishist.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you see a giant skill tree, why do you like feats then? Because that is what you are looking at the same exact time.
Yeah.
In fairness, some older feats did require prerequisite. Feats.
Yeah. I agree with you, and so do some skills and skill trees. My whole point is it's the same thing. So why like the option fatigue can be there if you have like I personally am intimidated by Path of Exile's way of doing it. I don't enjoy I could just go every fucking where in this skill tree because it's fucking open as shit. I would rather have it be a little bit more based upon like what I want to do with that character's class, instead of it being classless in that way, right? But I also am fine with it if it's a smaller set of skills, because Path of Exile's skill tree is fucking massive, man. It's way too big for me. But that's not really paralysis, it's just preference at that point. And I agree that option paralysis is a thing, so there's absolutely people that are going to have that as a problem. But again, when you're really arguing for feats instead of these subclasses that are very much more predefined, you are definitely not catering to those people or yourself somehow. So I don't know what we're doing here.
Right back.
Yeah. Skill tree paralysis is a layout problem, not number problem. Change my mind. I also agree with that. Yes, I would say so.
As an example, as soon as I saw like where I'm like it's too much, the percentages are so small, it feels almost insignificant to do that way, and you have to grind so hard. I don't want to do that much work for a video game that I'm going to play for maybe 40, 50, even 100 hours. That's just too much effort in my opinion.
So ultimately, I mean, like, if you're going to include subclasses, you can. Just know that I think most of the time they're used flavorfully.
I appreciate that you've given the designers the authority that they can use that. I appreciate that immensely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Now,
I'm just
on to
being.
the
By the way, I'm just being a dick because we've said that too. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's whatever.
next thing, though.
So, is there a better way to do this?
Yes, we've established this already, and let's just continue down. A la carte.
So
Slash-
you've claimed it many a time. I still have yet to hear, like, first off, you claimed that there were examples of a lot of these subclasses being very similar to a certain feature, and then didn't tell me the ones that are that way. So I can't believe you, because you didn't give me any evidence to back up your claim. You've now said feats are the answer, feats are the answer, feats are the answer, and you've yet to describe it. So hopefully you do now. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Your co-host's example is also like contradictory to the way that feats are used. Is contradicting his enjoyment of using feats. So I don't understand. It's very interesting. I appreciate this form of argumentation. It makes me go,
Feats, right? That is a great way to do it. That's like a very obvious way to do it.
Obvious.
We'll get into more a la carte in a little bit later on, because
Okay.
you can do a la cartes still with classes. But feats in and of themselves are a great way to flavor things. Pathfinder 2 has subclasses in their classes. Like, you can choose a champion, which
Yep.
is basically a paladin. And then paladin is one of the subclasses, ironically.
Yeah, okay.
Because I guess they wanted like holy warrior to be one niche, but then like a different kind of warrior, maybe like more focused on duty and honor, and the oath is a different kind.
So you got your holy warrior, you got your eldritch warrior, you got your warrior.
A little bit, yeah.
sure.
So they have subclasses, but again, it's mostly for flavor, and it's like genuinely to the point where it's more like, okay, for the champion, well, how does your oath define who you are? Which is very flavorful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too. I think giving the players the autonomy to choose who they're playing as is a lot more fun. And yes,
What, dude? I agree with you. The D&D does that.
Yeah.
The fact
What
that
do
you have the choice to, like, with those subclasses that are there, that you can see, that you can read, and then you just choose the one that will best fit your character's path. And what I do when I play the game is sometimes I have a preconceived notion of where I want to go with this character, and as I play, I go, oh, wait a minute, maybe I'm better suited for this, and then I keep going with that instead.
I thought I started out thinking that I was gonna mostly be doing meth, but I think fentanyl would be better.
Exactly. Yes, 100%. So I don't know. I understand that 5e is not as expansive as 3 and 3.5, but as I continue to like think about it, I don't think it necessarily has to be for what it's going for. I would prefer, as we've stated many a time, I would prefer for it to be, because of what I'm used to in 3. 3's options just being basically limitless is something that I enjoy so much, because I can do so much with it that falls in line with how the game is. Is it always as balanced as it needs to be? No, but it's fun.
Indeed.
You know? So, and with 5, I've had fun with what it's got in just those subclasses and stuff, and thinking about the character, like being, I've talked about it many a time. My favorite character that I played in 5e was my wild magic sorcerer Gimbal. And being a wild magic sorcerer was defining for him as a character. And utilizing that in every interaction, really. I mean, I don't know. It just, that's who I wanted him to be when I looked at it and said, "Oh, I want to play a wild magic sorcerer." You know, as I continued to play him, I found out more about him, and I kept going down this path of like, "Oh shit, he's getting some PTSD." You know, like, oh, that's crazy. I don't know. It just, I could have done whatever I wanted with that character, is my point. I could have never played a wild magic sorcerer. I could have been whatever other sorcerer, you know? But it would have been a completely different character with completely different flavoring because of the way that he is in terms of what his subclass was. So, Also, don't a la carte systems already exist? Why does D&D and Pathfinder have to be that way? Agreed. They don't need to be.
Yeah.
So, like I again, this is I'm not saying that they shouldn't have this as the preference, because again, we've had our preferences with what D&D is. So like you can want it to be whatever way. They aren't going to do that with this part of it because they already did it, and to be fair, they might go back to it with feats and stuff in the future because we had 3 and 3.5, you know? Exactly what they're looking for kind of was there. So, in fact, entirely was there because he had a shit ton of classes and a shit ton of feats. And then you had prestige classes, which are not subclasses, they are specializations. So, like, it was already there. So I just, I don't know. Where are we, you know? Why are we wishing for... I mean, maybe we were just wishing that we went back to what it was, which I can understand and I can sympathize with, even empathize with a little bit. So, but like at the same time, current D&D is whatever. It's, you know, I don't mind it. It's, I don't, and I'm talking about 5e, not 5.5. Let me be clear about that, because I don't give a shit about 5.5. But
yeah, don't worry, nobody else does either.
Right, exactly. So 5 can be the way that it is because again, playing it wasn't broken, you know. And I don't expect 5.5 to be broken, but I just, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day for that. So as the Pathfinder 2e guy here, Champion is a little weird in that instance. Classes like Gunslinger, your subclass is your gun style. Think Sniper or Sword and Pistol. Okay. Yeah.
That's neat.
So it's more of a combat flavor rather than what they're kind of describing here. I understand.
It can be a little bit taxing, but again, if it's mostly just flavor, like have the mechanics, like this is what your character can do, and these are the options you can choose from, and let you know, and let them build upon that. Like my favorite things I think that developers do is when they give like this is what your character does, and this is like mechanically what it does, but how do you view it? Like what, you know, what color is your magic type situation?
Well, but here's my point is that their subclasses give you flavor. You know what gives you better flavor for the kind of character you're playing? Your archetypical feats, right?
Define better.
We talked about this before, but you have archetypes which can flavor your character more. You can choose like, okay, I'm a fighter and I'm going to choose the rogue archetype. So now I'm multi-classing in a sense. But there's also like unique ones where it's like bare knuckle brawler or like very like specific niches of like if you wanted to be like going back to our example of I want to have shadows, but how do I choose which class that's for? You can make that an archetype of like shadow manipulator, shadow dancer, whatever it is. Now every class has access to it and you can fit it in pretty well. Obviously balancing becomes an issue there, but like at the same time, who balances in Pathfinder, right?
Okay, all right, now come on. What an argument. No. It's like a horrible argument, first off. Second off, why are you not saying the same thing about, like, the only thing that for subclasses in D&D that is different is that it's not accessible to everyone, because you didn't like that beforehand. Like, that was the thing. With this, why can I not also say, well, I don't necessarily think that I want there to be this shadow thing that can be taken by every single other archetype, you know? And don't get me wrong, I think it should be there in something like Pathfinder. The way that it works, it makes sense to me, okay? But at the same time, why can't I just be on the other side and say the same thing? Welcome back.
I was literally just about to ask when like where Aiden went.
I went to make some ramen.
Fair enough.
I see. Nice, good choice.
So yeah, Flavor is starting to not sound like a word along with feats. Yes, agreed.
I will be in and out for a little bit, but the active part of it is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't understand what Dragon Kraken Pathfinder Bestiary is pretty darn balanced compared to D&D Monster Manual in their word sick burn. Ugh. Yes. Oh yeah, that was one of the things that he started with, and it gave me immediate
Yeah.
Man, Pathfinder Bestiary is so cool.
It is. It's so fucking cool.
I'm also so happy that you guys say bestiary, not bestiary. I hate that shit.
Technically.
I know it's technically pronounced that way, but get fucked. It's bestiary.
Also, there is a meme there. I've just noticed. That's it. I'm getting me mallet.
Hold on. What's your memes? Yes.
Yeah, so
Get me mallet.
Yeah, I don't know. There seems to be a double standard here. That's kind of weird to me. I mean, the problem is that I'm not given any reasoning other than feats are better. And
yeah,
I've yet to hear the exact reason why just feats would be better than having it like the way that we have it in Pathfinder even, which I think is I honestly think is better than the way that D&D is. In the sense of you have your feats and your subclasses basically, and they've made it in such a way where they're complementary, right? So like
sick burn.
Sick burn. So I don't know.
Not me.
Just always have a fighter ready. We learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, we did. I for my first time playing Pathfinder, let me go with an alchemist. Let me go with alchemy. That was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done it.
So yeah, just having those feats be there, like we said before, as flavor, where it's like, oh no, I'm not just a fighter. I'm a rune-scarred fighter. It's like, what does rune-scarred mean? It's like, well, I don't know, but I could be a rune-scarred fighter, and you could be a rune-scarred druid.
Yeah.
And that's why we're connected in the same party, right?
You could do that without it being anything.
Yeah.
Like immediately. If it doesn't mean anything, then why not just do it in general?
Yeah.
Like immediately it's just like, so in D&D, I could just say that I am this.
Yeah.
And then you could say that you are also this, and that is how we are the way that we are.
Yeah.
Like
I could just say that I have a fucking fireball shield, and no one can say otherwise.
Right, exactly.
Other than the DM, who could say otherwise.
Who could say otherwise, yes.
and who would.
Well, so this is the thing. You have your wizard, who is a wizard of whatever, and then you have your rogue arcane trickster. And that's how they know each other, because the wizard taught the rogue magic. There you go. You've done a thing, Yeah. You've got a cleric of Paylor, okay? And then you've got a warlock who has bound themselves to an angel of Paylor. There you go.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's just like you could do this however you need to within the game. Let's be real, D&D wizard subclasses mean almost nothing. True. It's all about what spells they take. Yes. Before, let me bring out my, thing of, in 3.5, what I really enjoyed about wizards was you had your magic that you took that you were specialized in, and then you had to take one that you could not use because of it. So you had so much more time to learn about this one school of magic, and then another school was then locked out because of it. It was a really interesting way to make it so that you were more specialized in that way. Because it represented, at least to me, you studied that shit. Fuck that other one. You know?
Fire? Cringe. Ice all the way.
Exactly.
We can always make a fucking fire, you wizard bitch. We don't need you to cast your fucking fireballs. We'll just throw a torch.
That's right. I will throw the flaming barrel.
Fuck yeah.
Unless you chose generalist for wizard. Yes, exactly. But then you weren't specialized in anything. You were just, okay. You know, you're still a wizard. Still pretty good.
You're a magic cuck.
That's right.
Can't go all the way with any school. Pathetic.
You can have fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think also finding ways to make players connect their characters is always a better option than saying, well, I'm not sure, because I think I've seen this problem happen a handful of times now in D&D campaigns and settings where it's like, well, how would this,
Group get together.
blood hunter,
And this pixie druid.
yeah, like, how do they know each other? It's like, because you probably wouldn't travel in the same circles. And again,
I mean, that's really just up to the players and the DM to like work at. They don't know each other until that moment. Who fucking, like, you just what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
what? It's not like having these feats is gonna make that. Like, it is exactly the same as what I said about taking a magic user and the one that has magic as a subclass. It's exactly the same. It's just not couched in being a feat that you would take from a tree. That's all it is. I just...
When when you said that, and I remembered that he was just talking about a pixie druid.
Yeah.
And you said you take that feat from a tree. I'm like, wait a minute. We used a tree to get a feat? Wait a minute, what? and then I remembered what we were talking about.
Fair enough.
always, there's always a way to bring it together, but is there a way to make it seem less forced?
Yeah, having archetypes.
Just fucking work at it. Just fucking work at it, okay? Make your characters together in a group and talk about it.
Yes.
That's how we did it for fucking Vampire. And they're completely different. Well, you know what I mean. But, like, we talked...
No, it wasn't.
We did talk about at least the different clans, and then we figured out out character concepts and said, oh, okay, maybe we're living together and all that kind of stuff. Like, that was... That was the conversation that we had about the characters, not about the creation of what they do. No, but
yes,
that's how you do it in that sense. Like, you can do it in whatever.
Yes. I wish we did.
I don't. This has been great.
I know. It's been fine.
It's been great. There's been no problems because of this, honestly.
Yeah.
How do you know each other? My mother's brother's third cousin's hairdresser knew a guy. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right. And, like, do we really need to know each other too much? Like, hell, it's a thing in anime where, in, like, fantasy anime, where there's usually, like, an adventurer's guild.
Sure.
And the way people fucking parties form is they usually just go to the guild, get a fucking, like, they take a flyer for, like, a request, and that's like, hey, you guys want to fucking party up? Sure.
Well, yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, it could be that.
It could be as simple as that.
It could be as simple as you hired them as a fucking mercenary. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Like, there's so many ways to do it as we just met today, but we're working together. Like, that's fine, And
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there really isn't. You can just do it however works for you and your table.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, we all liked this archetype, let's choose it together, but we're going to choose classes that further define us, or vice versa. You all choose classes that are the same, and then you pick archetypes that further define your character.
Hell, there was also in D&D, I'm fucking gonna bat for it so many times now, I guess. in D&D, there was something called the guild patron that you could have as the person who brought you all together. They were your basically the guy that would give you missions because you were a part of that guild. I don't remember.
So basically, effectively, exactly what I was talking about.
Right. Well, I'm just saying it's not well. So for what you've got, it's like yeah, it could be an adventuring guild, but this could also be like a merchant's guild that said, oh, we've worked with this guy over here. He's like done a caravan thing. This guy identifies magical items. We need them together so that when they're on the like, you could flavor it however you need to. And then you also have somebody who can give quests and stuff if you really need to, so that you could, basically fixers in Cyberpunk or Shadowrun. Exactly.
Yes, that too.
Exactly that. You just bring these people together because they're going to be good for the job. And then they keep getting these jobs because they're good at the jobs together, you know? And then all the downtime stuff is all their individual shit that they do on their own or together when they get more camaraderie, you know? Like, it's just, you can do it so easily in every single fucking thing if you just take a second to think about it or even look at the options that are given to you in these games. So don't go around here saying, D&D's so hard to fucking get this shit to make sense. You can do it, all right? I believe in you.
Do you? Do you really?
I do. It's super easy.
Barely an inconvenience.
Indeed.
There's different ways you can do that. Another interesting way is how Daggerheart does it. And here's what I'm going to say. Again, Daggerheart's subclass system is the same. You have two options, you pick one, and then occasionally you can upgrade it. It's fine. The reason I think they included that is so that you had more options while leveling up. Like, do you want to make your subclass a little bit more special and have the bigger, better things moving on rather than just getting it through play? What they do that I actually think adds for more variety is the domains. Right? Yes. Every time you level up, you choose from a wide selection of domain cards and you pick one. You only pick one. So I could play a rogue, Charles could play a rogue, and he might go more on the midnight side of things because he wants to do shadow stuff, and I might go on the gray side. And that might happen naturally. That might happen because we're communicating about it, but we're going to be playing clearly two very different kinds of bards there, or rogues there. Is it rogue? Yes. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I also love how hard he's glazing Daggerheart when it sounds not that different from everything else. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It is the same. It is the same thing, and it works. So, like, okay, I could play a bard a rogue, and the other character can play a different rogue, and they are different because they have the different subclasses. Or just their personalities and the way that we do stuff. Like, I don't understand what the problem is.
And even the weapon that you wield.
Yes.
You might have a dagger rogue, or you might have like a swashbuckler type rogue.
Now, that brings me to my point of designing classes for Daggerheart is because you can mix and match and rearrange the wheel of domains. You then come up with some interesting stuff. And let me tell you, I wanted to come up with one for each pairing of this new version. Some were really easy. Some have been very difficult. But I've been able to make up some very unique classes based off of that.
It alleviates a little bit of that player
made it
choice
up?
fatigue type.
What the hell?
What?
Motherfucker. Source is he made it the fuck up.
Oh my god.
Thing where it's like, again, I was looking at cards. Like, for example, I think one of the cards I got for my assassin character, I lean more towards, I think it was midnight.
Well, that's because the entire party all shares at least one domain with each other, and Jeffrey's been taking all the blades.
Well, but the thing is, though, and which makes sense for his character, mine made more sense because I found some pretty powerful things where I could basically, whenever Frank was spending
Whenever I gained a fear.
Sorry, not spend. Yes, whenever he gained a fear, I was able to gain a hope instead. You know, which is, I can only do that once every rest, but still, that's still a pretty strong.
But what's interesting is that tells you that card also says you have to have 4 other cards that are midnight.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. It's like sometimes there are limitations. So it informed my decision of whether I'm like, okay, cool. I already have a bunch of these midnight ones that I already use. I think I only have like 2 blades that I use. Most of it was midnight because for flavoring,
right?
It made more sense for my character.
Now here's the thing. I think that it's cool to have the ability to further customize whilst you are playing whatever character you're playing. I think that's a cool idea. I think that's something that D&D, at least 5e in its current form, doesn't really have as readily available. And I can understand wanting to have that because the feats themselves are not really something that build off of anything. They just require you to have like 1 in strength or whatever, you know, like very, very easy requirements to be met, right? And I can understand the desire to have like more things where number go up. Believe me, I get that. So
I
like
played RuneScape, I know.
Right, exactly. So another meme, very good. After Boo said it, yes. My sources, I made it the fuck up.
Nice.
Yes.
Classic.
Divination isn't acceptable as an academic source. True. Yeah, so I can understand the desire for that. What I think should be, I guess, more utilized is the stuff that we have through something like Xanathar's, which gives you like a lot of ideas of how to use skills in different ways with like tools, as well as it would be nice to have more feats. I know 5.5 has a little bit more feat stuff. It's weird. It is losing all meaning at this point, the word. You can absolutely just take that from 5.5 and put it into 5 and you'd probably be okay. If you want a little bit more of that. I also don't think that it's necessary though for the kind of game that 5 is. It appeals to my monkey brain, but it isn't something that is required, because I am seeing the path forward that I can see from when I choose my subclass, so I can see what I'm working towards as I level up and all of that kind of stuff. And you can kind of substitute that with like magic items, which do break your balancing and such, but if you account for them when you're running your games, you can make challenging encounters that are designed because they have access to so much more stuff. So
that's the approach I like to take.
Yeah.
Like, give your players tools to pull some off the wall shit, but then that allows you to take off the kitty gloves with them.
Yes. So I think that D&D 5e has enough tools in its toolbox that you can kind of get some of what you're looking for if you're really, really looking to put a lot more of this kind of stuff into it. But if you don't want that, if you want more than that, I would just suggest playing Pathfinder 2e, as you keep talking about, because it's literally got what you're craving. And it's good. I don't know. Or go back to 3. I mean, legitimately, 3 has literally all the stuff that you're talking about, except I guess there's too many options in it, maybe, for you.
You're gonna get a Path Exile situation there.
Potentially, you could. I mean, I don't know. Like, it really depends on what... I mean, you don't have to use every single fucking source book that's out there, but they're there for you.
Yeah.
So, like, you can really tailor those games to be more of what you're looking for because of the amount of options that are there. And it gives you the feats. It gives you your prestige classes, which are different than your subclasses. It gives you the ability to multi-class quite a lot more different in a different way that is more impactful because you can level beyond 20th level in that game, like officially. It's not like you technically couldn't in 5e, but they have actual like statted out things that you get after 20th level, or when you multi-class and just have 2 different classes that are at 20th level or whatever. You know?
I will say counterpoint, Alejo. Sure. He probably does not want to wait until post 20th level. Like if he wants to multi-class, he probably wants to do it at like level 13 or 14.
Which you can.
Yeah, you can, but it kind of sucks.
Sure. Multi-classing isn't great, don't get me wrong. So then maybe you could prestige class instead and maybe find the stuff that's after that. I mean, I don't know. It really just depends on how.
Yeah, but like prestige classing is locked behind being level 20.
No, it's not. It's just locked behind when you get the prerequisites.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, and the other thing is that would appeal is being able to take the feats like he's talking about and build those feats into whatever, like, to specialize that character and that and the class for more flavor, you know, in their fighting style and everything. So, yeah, I just the options are there, and if 5e is not your cup of tea, then just that's fine, you know. But I don't see why 5e itself needs to change so drastically.
Character, but B, like, it's actually working out in my favor to stick to one side of the aisle versus mixing.
And again, that means someone can play an assassin the next time and go more to the blade route rather than that, and it's gonna feel different, because that's the big thing, is like when we're playing the same class, I want it to feel different. I want my assassin to feel different than your assassin, and that's a great way of doing that for sure. Yeah. And then of course.
So then, why in 5e does it not feel different when you're different subclasses that have completely different abilities? Like, yeah, you still get like sneak attack and stuff. You get all the stuff that's from your base class, but like being a mastermind rogue is way different than being an arcane trickster rogue. Mastermind has this tacticians kind of thing where you're assisting the allies more so than like trying to do damage yourself, whereas an arcane trickster focuses on utilizing the spells to make make them be better at being like a rogue in a way, I guess. I don't know really how to
befuddle their opponents.
Yes.
One might even say to trick them.
Hey! So, like, you know. Of
course, there is a la carte, which we've already talked about to some extent, but I think there's a way to do it, and it's how Fabula Ultima does it, where there are classes, but you are forced to pick multiple classes, right? Obviously, it's multi-classing, but here's where it gets more interesting. It's the fact that you pick any ability within the class. Instead of having to wait super long and be like, well, I can't get this ability that I really want into level 13.
Right.
This sucks. You can just pick that ability right off the gate. And then you get to, again, reflavor this based off of how you would do it. So, like, I like the idea of the Lore Master and the Sharpshooter. I believe those are the literal ones. Here's what's interesting about Fabula Ultima. There are classes, but you can rename them. There's like a Chronomancer / Entropist / Gambler / Fate Dealer, right? It all has to do with the same idea of like using fate to your advantage.
Right.
And how you flavor that is up to literally how you make your character. I could be a gambler who just is insanely lucky. Charles could be a person who's literally using time magic. And that's what's fun about Fabula Ultima, is that
it sounds really cool. It sounds like it works for that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to play that game. That is all you have done.
Yeah.
Yes, also 3.5 had epic levels, which were past 20th, which is different from prestige classes as well. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
You had the Epic Player's Handbook, which I do actually own.
Giving you the pieces, you're putting them together, and then you're saying, this is what it looks like. Rather than it being like, okay, I guess I'm going to reflavor the monk, but I guess now I have to figure out how does key work with something that doesn't work with this other thing. You just make it work. And I think this if I were to ever do a class-based system, I'm just going to steal Fabula Ultima's class-based system.
I know we had one of our Patreons suggested that I go with I think the Wayfarer class, but that was just one class, so I was able to kind of still build on that. But you can taking the same. I feel like even if you have the same classes you had the first time you played it, say you're using the same exact format, but in picking different abilities will change your character almost dramatically.
Jeffrey tried to make a barbarian again because that's all he plays.
Yeah,
but like it was interesting to have him then have to. He picked the Dark Blade or the Edge Knight or whatever you want to call it. The Dark Blade has an ability that whenever you hit someone you have a bond with, you deal extra damage. And that required Jeffrey to have to actually have his character create bonds so that he could damage people.
The way Fabula Ultima does a lot of things, I think they do a lot of things well. I think it's a lot of fun.
Epic level handbook? Okay. Yeah, there you go.
It's definitely a game I want to revisit because I think there's a lot of potential in there for especially a longer term campaign.
Yes, for sure. Now, especially because of the leveling up, you get to choose multiple different abilities, and some of them you want to stack. It's really cool. Now, there is one additional thing that I want to point out.
So, what I would assume is that I just want to say in reference to the game letting you just take whatever ability you want at any time, that it is balanced around that more than likely, where you can just do that. And D&D's aspect of the class system having these features and abilities that you know when they come up when whatever level happens, I don't see that as a detriment. I see that as something that I am working towards. And that might just be a difference in point of view, which I can understand a little bit, but it's just, we could just, I don't know. There are some classes where they get like nothing at a level, and I'm like, okay, well that doesn't feel good. I think everybody should get something that isn't just stat up or whatever the fuck, right? But like, yeah, I don't, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just a matter of perspective, I suppose. Also, Alejo, you gotta stop triggering my lizard brain. It's another meme. Pathfinder. It's got feats. The option mutilator. And what D&D nerds crave. And it's all over the Gatorade logo. I appreciate that. That's very good. It's fucking weird that I had. This is the second time Idiocracy was mentioned in this week for me. It's very interesting.
What was the first one?
At work we were talking about something, and it triggered my coworker to say something about Gatorade being what plants crave, and he said something about electrolytes, and I said it's what plants crave, and he went, yeah, you know. And I was like, yeah, good times. Fabula Ultima is different from most games. It asks for more collaboration within the group. Cool. That sounds neat.
And it's going to be argued that this is not like choosing a subclass. But again, we talked about subclasses are flavor. And that is powered by the Apocalypse kind of games. So your Avatar Legends, your Brindlewood Bays, your third one I can't think of off the top of my head. The idea is you have playbooks. And the playbooks are your classes, right? Yeah. I might choose the bold, right, from Avatar, and you're going to choose the Razor. They inform who our characters are and how we play as them. But inside of that, you have a list of moves you get to choose, right? And very similar to Fabula Ultima, you don't get all of them. You just choose whichever ones you want, which means I could play my bold, and then you could play a bold, and we could do it in vastly different ways. And so that, to me, again, it's more.
So again, I understand what you're saying here. That is cool that you can do that. The difference here, I suppose, with what D&D has to offer is, yeah, if I play a rogue thief every time, I guess, the only difference is what I give it, I suppose. But there still could be that difference, I suppose, you know? maybe it's just because of the personality, maybe it's the way that I use the abilities and all that kind of stuff. So I get it, it's mechanically the same, and maybe that's what the biggest problem is, of you're just kind of playing the same type of character every time, which I would then say, sure, okay, maybe it's time to play a different type of character. But if that's the type of character you like to play, then I don't know what to do with that in order to make it more exciting for you, I guess. At that point, it's like, if you've played every single type of character and every single subclass of that type of character, then are you done? Are you personally done with D&D because you don't want to make similar characters because of mechanics? Or do you want to make the character have the same mechanics but be different?
I mean, like, I can sort of see a position of like, oh, I've played Arcane Trickster 300 times, and I've played Assassin 300 times, and like, I can understand craving novelty, but I think that is frankly a very privileged position to have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that it is representative of what the average player will experience.
Right. That's also what I think. Exactly. It's just a weird. I'm trying to like feel out this position, because again, I like how Pathfinder does it. I like how these other TTRPGs are doing it, in the sense of they're different, but they're different games, you know? And like, I am all for taking shit from other games and putting it into D&D or whatever else that I like. But such radical changes, I'm not sure if they're entirely necessary, you know, for me to keep enjoying that kind of game, right? In fact, one of my coworkers literally expressed interest in like doing D&D, and I went, yeah, okay, you fucking tell me whenever I would love to do that. You know what? I'll run a game for you. I don't give a shit. You telling me I could do in-person D&D? That's crazy, man. Yeah. Like, D&D itself is not something that interests me without that interest in maybe corrupting them into maybe playing other things too, you know? But, but, the
just wait until they learn about plastic crack.
Yes, exactly. There's another person that I actually was going to introduce that.
I will also happily use D&D as a gateway drug for people.
Yes.
I've ran a D&D game in the past where I just started slowly trying to Ship of Theseus my way out of D&D 5e and into Pathfinder, one rule at a time.
Yeah. No, exactly. So it's I don't know. D&D is fine with what it is. Like, I'm fine with what D&D is, 5e specifically. I'm fine with what D&D is for that version of it. And you can just say that you're tired of what D&D is in 5e. Like, that's fine. I'll give you permission, in fact, to just say that, because I can understand that, and we can just say, yeah, maybe we play something else. That's fine. We can just do that. If people don't want to play something else, that's its own thing.
Picking up recently.
I hear what?
Sorry. I hear Lancer's been picking up recently.
Oh, yes, Lancer. Oh. Yes. Yeah, like, legitimately, it's just something like, it depends on you and your group, right? It depends on what people want to play, and I understand that. But it's just one of those things where if you are tired of it, like I have been tired of current D&D, then you just don't play it. You know? It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We can want for more from D&D, and I have nothing against that, but I'm trying to find, I suppose, why you're not wanting what D&D is as opposed to what it has to offer.
Yeah.
You know, because again, every time you keep mentioning that these things are better than it, all your reasoning, I can just say, well, you can do that in D&D.
Yeah.
I keep coming to that point, and maybe you've done all of that in D&D, which is just a different issue at that point. If you're just tired of it, just move on. It's okay. And if you don't want to stop playing D&D and you're just kind of bored of it, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's
like I just
that's
don't
kind
know.
of a problem that doesn't really have a solution there.
Yeah, it kind of just goes back to what Aiden was saying. It's just like what can be done when it's just kind of a privileged thing, a privileged take.
It's like I'm bored of 5e, and it's like the meme of the guy putting his hand on the person closer to the camera's shoulder and just going same.
Yeah, exactly. Coworker, I might play D&D. Alejo, okay, here's Pathfinder. So the only reason why I wouldn't do that, is because I'm not as familiar with Pathfinder and I don't have the Pathfinder stuff available to me as easily. But I do have the D&D stuff, and I think being able to do the easy dip their toes into this thing that like is very easy to run, and I do know a bit more. That was also the interest was also stated that I would be like, I'm playing into that. So then, like you were saying, maybe later down the line, I learn Pathfinder a bit more, and then we play Pathfinder instead, you know? Or I fully go the way that I would go and go, hey, do you ever want to be like an agent in the real world who fights unholy abominations from beyond our understanding in either Call of Cthulhu or Delta Green, or
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to banish the unholy cryptid Mothman with God's blessed instrument, the Remington 700?
Exactly. Yes. Right, yes. Each class has a list of class skills which you can take one of each time you take a level in that class. You can take whichever one of those skills for the level you want, though. Yeah, which I think that's cool as a way to do it. Absolutely. Do I need that in D&D? It would be neat, but it would be kind of breaking stuff, you know, with the way it is right now, right? And again, in these kinds of games, like he's talking about with the Path of the Apocalypse stuff, it works for those. Not Path, but you know what I mean. The
Powered by the
yes,
Apocalypse.
sorry, yes. Powered by the Apocalypse. The fucking Monster of the Week was a game that at some point I would absolutely want to play because it has the same kind of style. It's a playbook, and then you have these options that you can take that are from different classes as well, or playbooks, excuse me. And then you have these main stuff that you can take as your abilities. So like, it's just a different type of game. And I think, honestly, if we just start branching out and just playing all these different types of games, we'll find ones that we really like in these kinds of ways, you know? Just play more games, I guess.
Indeed.
You know?
Play more.
That's really my ultimate
Never stop.
fucking thing. Yeah, never stop playing. Yeah, let me tell you the good word of Vampire the Masquerade. Yes. Now that would be another tier beyond, because it's all right. We've
moved beyond edging at that point. It's full on gooning there.
That's right. I've got you from D&D. That's cool and everything. Now let me get you into something with
Now let me get you into the real shit.
Yeah, let me get you into percentiles. All right, now that we've done that, let me get you into skill-based systems.
Let me get you into dice pools.
Yeah,
My God.
Yeah, dice pools.
You need to lull them in.
Exactly. my coworker even, I was very enthusiastic, and he was like, "Well, you're just it kind of feels like you're jonesing for this shit." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." He's
And
like,
honestly,
"I'm not sure."
that is exactly the kind of DM that you want. You want a DM that's like, please let me run you.
Yeah,
Please.
honestly, it is. It's fun. I just like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. No, it is. I don't think anyone was questioning.
No. Yeah. I know.
Why? I don't know why you even brought it up.
I don't know.
About giving player options and sub options that can then flavor who your character is.
Right, and you don't run into the problem that you would with D&D is like, oops, all rogues,
Yes.
because there's only so much differentiating you can do with rogues. Without, you can flavor your rogues a little differently. Like as far as narrative wise, yes, you can play them a little differently, but ultimately you're gonna have the same moves.
Yeah. Now I do think as
To a degree.
far as I'm aware, you don't want to do too many of people playing the same book in a Powered by the Apocalypse game. But I think the fact that
Oh, so it's the same kind of problem, is what you're telling me.
I could play it this time, and then the next time Charles could play the same book and it not feel like the same character, I think is the big part that we're dealing about. Because that's the problem with classes, is because everything is organized and because you...
This reminds me to say I wanted to mention this earlier.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that other system they were pushing, something Ultima.
Oh, Fabula Ultima. Yes.
Yes, I really enjoy them sort of taking as sort of their main inspiration of like, two people can play, say, a rogue, and they play completely differently. I really like them moving in that sort of like artistic direction.
Yeah.
Because like this is a problem that I have recognized that D&D does sort of have of like, I have a 5th level rune knight. What makes me different from that other person playing a 5th level rune knight?
Right.
And that's something that I try to get around with at level 6. I give players a special item where I, as DM, work with them and I say, hey, what do you have for your character? What do you want to lean into?
What's your ultimate ability?
Yeah.
What's your bullshit anime power?
Please, the GM is offering you potentially even like an awakened weapon. What do we want?
Or shoes that let you walk on shadow bridges that you can extend from your feet.
Yeah. I had a campaign with the rogue had a dagger that every time he told a lie that like altered something in the world. Every time he told a lie that had a measure of influence to it, I gave him an extra d6 to his sneak attack.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because he was like unwittingly being a servant for the dark god of lies.
Oh.
Really, lies were only one way that dark god, I guess, got power. It was like he was like subterfuge and like backstabbing, I guess. Very sort of rogue. Yeah.
The thing that you all are.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you to that extent. If you are playing the exact same the exact same classes, yeah, it's hard to have that difference for sure. Which is where you come in as the DM and kind of make it so that there is a way to distinguish them and make them feel different. Would it be nice to have that in D&D at base? Potentially, sure. I guess my thought process in that is, how often will you be in that situation where people are playing the exact same class. It's not 0, obviously. Do you need to account for that specifically? How much do you need to design around that aspect? Which is why I would assume the subclasses are the way they are in general, where you have these different styles of the same class. That's what's supposed to make you individually special. But then, obviously you're going to have some people who are taking exactly the same thing because it makes sense for them. And then, they have to then just play off that. If they're fine with that, they're fine with that, Like, at the end of the day, how much of that is on the design of D&D and how much of that is on the choice of players, And it's not going to be one way or the other. I think there's a very healthy, mix of the two that you can't really account for, I suppose, in the game design stage. Fabula Ultima systems are balanced for Fabula Ultima. You start with 5 levels, and those levels have to be divided between either 2 or 3 classes. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's what they were talking about. And then you can just take whatever from each of the classes. Yeah, Fabula Ultima sounds really interesting. I super would be interested in playing that for sure. It's just, using it as a base of reference where it does something completely crazily differently, in the sense of you take all of these classes and you have the ability to take anything that you want from a list of whatever. At that point, it's a different game. It just is a different game, And it's like, okay, cool. Do we need D&D to be more like that? We could make the next one be more like that if we really wanted to. If Wizards was interested in that. And if they did, I would try it.
You can only get things at certain points. If I just played a generic fighter and Charles played a generic fighter, it's going to be the same. And so we need to have ways of customizing that. And the only way, at least in 5th edition, to really do that is subclasses.
True.
Occasional feats, but most of the feats are generic. Most of them aren't like specialized. Subclass is the only way you can actually feel any different. And it kind of sucks that they then made all of them only being taken at 3rd level. Like, I understand why they did it, but like, it kind of sucks. So
yeah, I think the best.
Well, so they didn't for specifically paladins and clerics and wizards and sorcerers and warlocks, actually.
Yeah.
So, like fighters, yeah.
The thing that's kind of weirding me out here is the fact that it's like, oh man, we both made barbarians or we both made fighters. We are therefore exactly the same, do the exact same thing, wield the same weapon, act the same, talk the same, and our characters, they're exactly the same. I don't really understand where that mindset is even coming from.
Yeah, I think...
Are you not expecting... If you have a party where there's multiple barbarians, I think it's gonna be more like, oh, we both made the barbarian? Okay, what's yours like? Oh, mine's like this. Oh, that's cool. Mine's like this. There's pretty much always gonna be those differences. No one's gonna make literally the same fucking character just because they're the same class.
Yeah.
And if you have 2 fighters, you're most likely gonna have a fighter with a sword, or, like a typical weapon or whatever, and then it's like, oh, we've already got a fighter who's good at, like, killing shit. Let's make a fighter who's good at, like, tanking, you know? Let's work together and do that. It's very strange that they just immediately assume that two of the same class means 2 of the same person in the party.
I think what they're trying to really go for is oh, fuck me. They're really trying to go for the mechanical similarities more so, right? Which absolutely they are exactly the same, but yeah, I not taking those things into account, like they kind of hand wave that a little bit, which is very strange.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of... I would also argue at least just the point of, what if that's what they want to do as players?
Yeah, that too.
What if they want to be exactly the same? Just because, I mean, it's possible. I don't see why it needs to necessarily be, and you could do that in any system, don't get me wrong, like you could be exactly the same types of characters if you want to, but if they're
we
fine,
could all be manipulation subterfuge.
well, that's what I was gonna say as well.
Yes,
is it happens just in general with how characters are built, but you do have those differences of the characters themselves, and for vampires specifically, you also have your clans. Their powers could overlap here and there, but not always. They take their approaches differently. You have a lot in Vampire that is a lot more customization onto how you can mechanically be different, but also have the same skill sets, right?
Yes.
But with D&D, you don't have as much from the get-go for specifically fighters, rangers, and rogues, and monks, I guess, as well. Those ones specifically, at the start of the game, they are very much the same thing at level 1 through 2, and then 3 is where you start to be able to differentiate. So
that's why so many people start at level 3.
Yes, exactly. There's also that.
Yeah.
That I was exactly. So a lot of people start at level 3 in order to combat that. Is it better to do that for a game? Maybe. I mean, it really depends on if you want the level 1, 2, 3 experience, right? It depends on the table. It depends on the players, right? If we're all gonna play the exact same type of class, then maybe, we do start at level 3 so that we're not all the exact same, you know?
Yeah. It's really, for me, it's mostly just a way to combat the whole, I swing my sword,
Sure.
I end my turn.
Sure.
It's usually that.
Yeah. And obviously, that's also something of, like, well, if we're going that far, or if we are that limited from the beginning, then the DM has not put, like, terrain in front of you, has not changed tactics of, like, enemies, really. You know, like, there's a few things that could be different.
You.
What class do you guys think would be the most viable to run a campaign like all that class?
Clerics.
I humbly submit, clerics.
Yeah.
Clerics or paladins, honestly, like, just either anything that can heal
Or
themselves
bards.
or others.
Bards too.
Bards are less tanky,
Bards,
so
you
I
could
would
get some mileage out of.
You could get some
but
mileage out of.
I don't.
College of Valor.
True to an extent. Do they get heavy armor?
That I don't know. I just know that that's the tankier bard.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So there is an option at least.
Yeah. Okay. Well then,
Monks, you could probably get some mileage out of.
Yeah. That's true. Actually, you probably could get a lot of mileage out of monks.
Barbarians would be very
it.
fun.
It was the Joe Cat video. You make a party of clerics and you call them the Amen.
Yes. That's right. I do remember that.
Give Tiamat fucking swirlies. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. That. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot that could be viable, but definitely your squishier kind of more hemmed in kind of character, like I guess Warlock maybe for a little bit.
For a bit, I think.
Not as easily.
Once you start encountering enemies that have resistance to your damage, like your damaging spells, like you do have Eldritch Blast, but I have been plinking a dragon with Eldritch Blast before, and let me tell you, shit sucks.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah, you have like one spell you can cast.
Yeah. I was in hell fighting a dragon, and I rolled my d6 for the day to see what my patron was.
Yeah.
And it came up like some fire dude. So all of my spells were fire related, and holy.
Yeah. I don't honestly even know how to begin translating that level system to D&D. When you get into the details, it's very different. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Fabula Ultima is Fabula Ultima. D&D is D&D. That's fine, you know?
Indeed.
catching up because I had to step outside, so I won't see this for like 10 minutes. But I have some time in October, Alejo. If you want, I can run a Pathfinder 2e one shot or two for you if you can get the people. Okay, so some experience with Pathfinder 2e, some more experience. Yeah. You know what? You let me know in October, and we'll see what we can do. Hey,
It's Mez.
no, that's more this way.
That's
come
Mez,
on.
Yeah.
You got to get a little bit more gravel in there, a little bit.
Yeah.
More
gravel.
But right, Galvin and Massimo are both bards, and they are different. Yeah, exactly. They're completely different characters from your stories. Is Larry? I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. Exactly. Yes. Bards if you're spies, rogues if you're playing Oceans and Dragons. Yeah, fair.
Way to do it is if you want a unique experience, let your players choose.
Yeah, I think honestly, the biggest takeaways are you can have classes, and I don't mind that. To some extent, that's what we're doing in our game, is we're having categories of the feats.
Correct.
And some of them, it'll be like, here's your archetype, choose one. Like, you're going to be brawler, you're stuck in, you can only choose brawler type feats. But then you could choose sharpshooter or this or that. We're still figuring that out, but that's what we're leaning towards.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think that's going to make it a little bit more interesting and defined of like, do you just go all brawler, or are you going to take some generalized?
So this is interesting because you're making a game that's based off of what you want, and I fully support and like that as a thing that you're doing. So it's cool to see, and so this is how you're combating your D&D fatigue, I suppose. Is just make something that's different and feels more unique. Now, again, it would be interesting to know if you don't feel that playing D&D is so unique because you've played it so much. You know, I would love to know the behind the scenes reason, I suppose, as to why that is. Because again, as this video has gone on, it has been just beat for beat. Yeah, you could just do that in D&D though, a multitude of ways. So just if you want something else, do something else. So you are. So good.
Yeah,
I guess.
Feats, or you going to take some feats from your heritage.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But I think the way to do it is, here are the options. Choose what you want as a player, and then you get to flavor it and rebuild the flavor aspect of it to make your character really feel unique and different.
I think the best thing to do is give your players customization options and the autonomy to choose for themselves, because you're gonna get a much more interesting story, a much more interesting game. I think people will have more fun ultimately if they're able to kind of make that decision. You don't want to make it too taxing where you don't want to give them too many choices where it's like they can't figure it out, but you also don't want to limit who they can be as their own character. Right,
because like you can always say like, oh, in Avatar, Sokka's the fighter, but is he only the fighter because he uses weapons? No. He does strategic things, so you can make an argument that he's this and that. But like Aang, Katara, Toph, Zuko, what are they? Are they all mages because they can do magic? No. They all have vastly different ideas. So think about it from that perspective.
Yes.
We're not thinking, what class is Aang? He's a monk, right? Yes, but no, but yes, but no. No, we're just thinking Aang is a really cool character and he has these abilities. And so when it comes to classes, think of it in that regard too. Have the abilities and let your players figure out how they get flavored and how they work out.
Let us know in the comments, what do you think about subclasses? You know, do you think people are doing it well? Do you think there's a better way to do it?
Are you going to use them in your game at all?
Yeah.
Let us know. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe as always. And of course, join us on Patreon or YouTube members where you can get bonus stuff. And stay witty.
Stay witty. Now back to my subclass. I think I'm going to go with...
Can you name one subclass that's not Eldritch Knight?
Stay witty.
Arcane Tricks? Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... I'm not upset, you know?
Yeah. Just disappointed.
It's not even that. It's just like, I'm glad they found an avenue to explore that they needed, I suppose. You know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is I prefer these other games and how they do things, you know, which is fair, you know, play other games that you want to play that are different. And if D&D isn't what you want to play anymore, just that's fine, you know.
Yeah, I expect I would get whole ass like game fatigue far before I ever got like play style fatigue. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I like rogues, but like rogues will always be there for me.
Yes.
I can like go play, I don't know, Lancer or Wild Sea even.
Yes.
Or I can play a roguish Wild Sea character.
Yeah.
That's probably pretty different.
Might be. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not angry because of this thing. I'm just it's just another thing of like, well, you can do all this stuff in D&D. It's very clear to me that you just don't want to do it in D&D anymore.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Again,
Yeah, fair enough.
totally fine. It's just I don't think it's specifically a problem because of subclasses, I suppose. You know? It's an interesting way to frame it and an interesting way to have the conversation, but I don't think it's the best framework for it, necessarily. But, you know, whatever. Okay, so, I did have a second video for today, but it has been almost 3.5 hours, and my eyes are getting a bit groggy, full of the sand and the soot of being awake. Full of grog, exactly. So, I will of course extend the invitation for my lovely co-hosts if they wish to. They can get out of here if they want to.
Yep, I shall, because I've got an early morning tomorrow, and I'm on day 6 of a long stint.
Oof.
So,
Fair enough.
Work stint, I should say.
Yeah.
Big
For
rip.
sure.
Yeah, but at least day after, I am off.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
We'll see if we
you
can do
enjoy
something.
that time off. You recover.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a day where I'm just fucking worthless, basically.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
6 days a row, and then I got 1 day off. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's.
Yeah, this was basically like the month of everybody else taking vacations one at a time.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
hate
get that. I
Annoying.
get that. Yeah.
I had
Alejo.
that.
Are
like
you
a couple and a half months ago?
Yeah, I hate months like that.
Mhm.
Alejo, are you free on Monday or no?
I'm gonna. I mean, is Monday? What is Monday?
Oh,
The 4th, I think.
No, it's
No,
the third.
the 3rd.
Yeah. I think I have work, so I would be free after that potentially.
Okay. Because I have something very, very exciting, actually, and we could do a video on it.
Oh!
It would be another episode of Deck Picks.
Oh! Oh, did you
yeah.
see the art that I got for that, by the way? Did I ever?
No.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Yeah, I'd love to see some Deck Picks art. I'd love to see some Deck Picks.
Anyway, I will accept that invitation to
Yes.
fuck off, as you so kindly put it.
I did not!
No, he said leave this time.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Look at that. Oh, wait, that's in the wrong channel. Whoops.
Okay.
Wrong channel. There it is.
Let's see.
There you go.
Ooh! I love it.
Isn't that pretty good? I like that.
That's fucking great,
Yeah,
man.
I just-
do you have a version where you are also holding a card or no?
Well, we're both holding the packs. If you see.
Oh, okay. That works.
Yeah. So like, I'm just gonna put numbers on that every now and then.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And then you just put the art from like some noteworthy cards. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I could just superimpose that after for sure.
Yeah, because like I mean, I see you got the traumatized Gato.
Yeah, because that was the one that was speaking to us at the time. For everybody out there,
Yeah.
it's right here. Is this one?
Yeah. Oh, and I see that. Okay, it's 2 Wargreymons. Okay.
Yeah, because that's the art from the that's the art from that classic collection. So
yes.
yeah. But yeah, I figure it's one of those things of like I got the person to do this and it took a little while and
yeah, I bet.
And yeah, being the superimposing of that onto it probably would just be the middle thing, and that's really it. Because
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so but yeah, it looks sick. I like it.
Yes, it does. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got something super exciting.
No,
it's not Digimon. So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
yeah. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go because I'm playing Dark Tide, and then I'm gonna eat and then sleep
and then pass
and
out.
Then
yeah,
wake
for
up
sure.
At 10 a.m.
Oof. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So I will see you maybe Monday. We'll see.
Maybe Monday for sure.
All right. Take it easy.
See ya. All right, everybody. You have a Google Doc with all the books that you have bought, so I can share that. Oh, cool. Okay. I know I have some stuff digitally. I would just have to find it, I think. Okay. So let me move to this, and we will do comments, and then all the stuff, and then I'm gonna go and probably just go to bed as well. So, only a couple of comments. Here we go. So, first off, we've got Unit Rico on a last episode saying, at 2 hours, 58 minutes, 17 seconds, this is in the dungeons or different thing, perfect for a one-shot or a series of 7 sessions. So, basically the same thing. Got it. Yes, exactly. The same exact thing. Especially for us, because that's the only way we can do one-shots. It's fucking crazy. And then Timothy, hello bros, still working on lore. Have a nice day. Appreciate it a bunch. Thank you for comments, of course, as usual. It's nice to see, nice to read. Hope everybody leaves more comments, because it's just nice to see. Honestly, I know it's technically algorithm shit. Don't get me wrong. I do get that, but that's like way less of my concern of it. I just want to see what people have to say. It's just nice. It's just nice, especially when some people can't make it to the shows. Like Rico doesn't get to make it to the shows much, and it's sad. I miss seeing some of the people that we got, like Steely, and we got we've had Full Metal Dragon here and there, but not as much, and like I like seeing the peoples, just everybody, and of course see all of you out there, Viridian, Chara, and Entropy, and you got Timothy, and you got Draco Kraken, and all, the regulars, and you got Dave in there too. You got all the people, You can just read the comments and get to bed now. I really need to get back to writing those. Write big long things so that I can't go to sleep for like an hour. Yeah, that's fair enough. And the art does rock. Thank you. Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't the best experience that I've had with that artist, unfortunately, but it was still like it was worth the time because I assume stuff had been going on or something, and so I was just patient with it. But yeah, it took longer than initially thought. Anyway, whole thing. Oh, that's a good artist though, very good artist. I would actually recommend regardless. I don't want to like besmirch their name. But I will say what their name is. So if you want that art style, you can go and find it. Because I do recommend getting art from them. So let me just go find their Fiverr real quick because that's just where I go to get art usually. Because it's usually just pretty good. From the people that have a style that actually like speaks to me. This was from Hernoid, I think was their Hernoid is their username. Yeah, here we go. So it's not letting me go to their profile, and that's annoying because I don't want to show some of the other stuff that I had commissioned that I don't want to spoil. But Hernan A or Hernoid on Fiverr. I'll put that in the description of deck picks as the artist for the thumbnail. So if you ever want to go for art from them, find them. Anyway, okay. So, we have a website over here at tabletalkdnd.us. If you go over to the Support Us Further page, you'll see all the stuff I'm going to talk about. So, first off, big thank you goes out to our table flippers. You can become a table flipper through Patreon and Ko-Fi. Right here, patreon.com/tabletalkcrew or flashbang, ko-fi.com/tabletalkcrew. You can be like these lovely, lovely people here. That being Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Unirico, at that top tier. Thank you so very much as you continue to support the show. We appreciate it immensely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. A thank you goes out to Crimson Rose as well. Thank you very much. And a thank you goes out to our Tier 1 contributor. You don't have to, obviously. It's not an obligation to join and become a table flipper through these means, but it does help us for as little as $1 a month if you wish to support the show financially. Up to you, of course. Continuing on, we have our Fourth Wall Shop, a different way that you can support us financially here. Going over to, where is that? There it is. The Table Talk Crew shop at Fourth Wall. You can get the Sunrise and Sin City mat, the keychains, the dice, these coasters, the mug, Jerry picture, a mouse pad that's the tiny mouse pad, or the notebook. Soon to come, a few other things. Not soon, but sometime in this month, for sure. I'm hoping sometime it's going to be more vampire-related stuff, so look out for that. It's going to be very, very cool stuff. I've seen a sketch that was sent to me, and man, it's fucking sick. I'm very, very, very excited, and it was worth every fucking penny that I put into it. So, yeah, super excited. Anyway, continuing on, you can go directly with stream elements. These are tips that you can do through PayPal that go directly to the show when it's going on live. In fact, it comes up, and if I do get them after the fact, I will read them off in the next show. So if you do wish to, that's up to you. So yeah, go there if you wish to. I think the link is in the description and it works, I think. We're also partnered with Humble Bundle. Great place to get a bunch of stuff. I just got this bundle here, and I was playing Tunic not too long ago, and Tunic is adorable, and I really, really like it. I would super recommend Tunic. Sea of Stars is another one that I do want to play at some point. I think this is the distant prequel to The Messenger that was talked about when we were playing that game. So maybe you might have some interest in that. Neon White looks very interesting, and I've played Drop Duchy. It's Tetris, but like a roguelike and town builder thing. It's very interesting. I've not played the rest. Oh no, I played a little bit of Our Adventurer Guild. It's a tactical RPG. It's all right. But yeah, down here, let's see. You've got your Dungeons and Dragons Classic Collection from 2026. What is this? Oh, these are games. Interesting. These are video games. Okay. I thought they were books. They are not books. I wanted them to be books. Do we not have any books on the front page? Okay, let's see. See if there's anything that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that's sick. From Rivers to Fjords, a Chaosium game. Explore the worlds of basic role-playing by Chaosium. Interesting. Age of Vikings. Rivers of London, the font of all evil. Okay. Interesting. So these look like very, as it says, basic games to get into that are, let's see. Basic role-playing universal game engine and basic role-playing creatures. Interesting. Okay. Looks like very, it looks like beginner-friendly stuff to go for if you wish. So From Rivers to Fjords is one of them. And then, do we have any other ones? Pathfinder 2nd Edition Bundle of Frogs. I hate frogs, personally, so not for me, but maybe for you. I have a phobia. What is this? Yeah. Dawn of Frogs. Jesus Christ. Oh, you can get a physical set, though. Oh, that's sick. What? Okay. How much is this? $40 for 40 items? That's $1 per item, and you get a physical fucking thing? Yo. There you go. Maybe get that. How long is this out? 5 days. There'll be 2 days when the 3 days when this comes out, I think. So or 4 days. No. Yeah. Yeah, 4 days, because this comes out Monday. So yeah, fucking go get Bundle of Frogs maybe for $40. That's fucking worth it, dude. Oh jeez, what is anyway. That's enough shilling for Humble. I literally just, so I just want you all to know, if you have any reservations about Humble Bundle, I don't honestly care. If you don't use our link, if you do use our link, it will give us a kickback when you buy things using it. Okay? First off, I legitimately, it will, like, just bring you to this, and anything you buy through it will give us a kickback. But I honestly, even if you don't use our link, I would just fucking suggest going to Humble Bundle. I cannot tell you how many times I have absolutely just enjoyed coming here and just getting a good bundle of stuff, okay? Or buying things off the store when it's, like, cheaper through Humble rather than buying it off Steam or something else, you know? You get a Steam key, usually, or whatever key to, you know, whatever platforms they're sold for. There's one for fucking the Ubisoft store. Blech. You can get Switch games through it too, which I don't understand. But fucking, I just, you know, it's fucking Humble Bundle, man. It's just a good deal, okay? like literally no bits. The fucking Humble Bundle is fucking awesome, okay? Anyway. It's anyway, we're also partnered with Drive-Thru RPG Fiction Comics Cards, the Drive-Thru sites. And if you go through them using our link within 15 days of purchasing or of clicking it, if you purchase something, it gives us a bit of a kickback as well. Which these are also good for getting some of the PDFs of the new stuff, or getting PDFs of user-created stuff. Like in this oh, goodness. Hiccup. Okay. Getting stuff created in the community content thing. It's just also a good place to just get TTRPG things if you want them. And like $5 for these bits of like parts of games that could be like $20 physical. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love physical books, okay? But let's talk about fucking expenses, all right? If you want to buy something for a digital thing, and yeah, it might, disappear. I get that. But like, at least it's cheaper sometimes, okay? Like, we're not made of money. I get that. I understand that. And I want you to, like, be able to play these games. Or at least read about them, And I just like, I mean, come on, Come on. So they have fucking sales and stuff, Like, Mothership right here. Is this a sale, or is this just a thing for Mothership? Oh, it's just a whole fucking Mothership section. Look at this. Look at this. Anyway, I'm shilling for this shit super hard for some reason today. So even if you don't use the link, just fucking go and check this stuff out, okay? Anyway, I've talked your ear off if you're still here, and I appreciate if you're still here. If you are new, consider. All you got to do is consider. Maybe you'll even do it. Consider subscribing. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your dad. So consider liking the video, consider subscribing to the channel for more, and consider leaving comments to talk about some of the stuff that maybe you disagree with any of the stuff we've said today. Maybe you have a different perspective that puts our perspective into question, or their perspective into something that makes more sense, Like, could be anything. Yeah, anyway. Appreciate you all being here. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for another episode of the show. Yeah. Bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye.